Hello, everybody, and welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm Scott Coventry, the DM and storyteller of our campaign. This is a D&D 5e campaign called Mysts of Elixia. Tonight's episode is titled The Beast of Buried Skulls. We play generally every Saturday night, but because of Jasper's game day, and I was playing in some games Saturday night when we played, we moved it to Tuesday this week, because I hate to lose continuity and miss 2 weeks in a row. By the way, if you haven't gone and contributed anything to Jasper's Game Day, start following them on Twitter. You'll get the information when the next games are. I think it'll be a few months before the next grouping, but when they come up, you should definitely check them out. The games are a lot of fun. They tend to be a little goofy because they're one-shots, but, you know, those are fun too. So normally we play Saturday night at 8:30. Tonight we're playing at 8:30 on a Tuesday, which is kind of odd for everybody, but I think we had left it in an interesting place last week, and it was too good to not get the game in. Give us a follow on, you can follow us at /ZealZaddy or at ZealZaddy everywhere except Discord. So that means here, obviously, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. On Discord, if you go down to the About button below, you can click that in there, the Discord button. It'll take you to Discord. You can join us there. Sometimes we go and chat there after the game. Sometimes we chat during the week. We have a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of weird stuff, particularly Dylan. He's the weirdest of all of us in the best ways. So let me bring everybody in and let you meet them and let them tell you about themselves. All right. Why don't we start with Tiffany? You go first.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I play character Sage Wind. She's the bard of the group. I also am the DM for Dungeon Damsels. It's our show we run on YouTube and on podcasts, so you can check us out if you're interested. Happy to play.
All right, let's go to Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I play Morkant von Mamsel. I'm the cleric, and super excited to see what happens today.
All right, let's go with Dylan.
Hey, I'm Dylan, the weird one apparently. I figured that was Morgan, but whatever.
Oh no, you're definitely the weirdest one.
I play a slow. I know, absolutely. I take that as a compliment, though. I play a slow of the Dragonborn Barbarian, and I am pumped to see what that axe do.
And Morgan.
What's up, everybody? I am Morgan with Mindplay Mondays, and I'm, as always, happy to be here with these guys. We do things for people like create content on the DM's Guild. We run campaigns for clients, and I make cool shirts on Amazon. So check us out, mindplaymondays.com. Any and all support is appreciated. And on here, I play Vezran Madrick, which is the token mage, and I'm just ready to play with these guys.
All right, so last week was an interesting week. Actually, I'll just ask if any of you want to do a recap for the audience. No volunteers. Okay.
I can say so I can do some
Awesome.
stuff. We had a party with Aedes, and then he was leaving. So we're like, no, don't leave. And he because we're suspicious of him. And so we followed him to this fountain and discovered this sort of like hidden wall, and then we went down and found basically this secret place building room thing with a bunch of harpies. We fought some of them, and then we found these magic jars and the what's the other thing called? It's like a soul cage. Yeah.
Yes.
So we think this is where they're like trapping the souls of the artists. So then I disguised myself as a succubus and then said, oh, I'm here to inspect the progress so far. And so we found out that Aedes is actually Corden, who was in cahoots with Jasmine. They know that Jasmine has been captured and is being held underneath the soul. And we took the jars, and now we're going into this secret underground cave to that was attached to this other room to find out what's there.
All right. So, and that is exactly what happened. The cave, the building that you went in was in an area, it was called the Eight, and the part of town is called the Eights. And it's named after the building. The building is a weird building. It's 3 stories tall or so with no windows. And oddly, it had no doors that you could find anywhere either. You realize that's where you found that trap wall that you were able to bust through, and then you got hit by a fire dog, a hellhound, that blasted you once with fire while you were in the trap. That was a lot of fun. Maybe not for you.
And he got blasted right back.
And he did. He got blasted right back. So you were in this. You found your way through. I mean, it wasn't hard to find. It basically seems like this whole building is just one big hollow tube that's 3 stories tall, but also maybe 1 or 2 stories deep. And at the bottom, you found the cave underneath what seemed to be maybe an altar or something. And we left the game with you going down the steps and realizing that it became rough-hewn and started becoming a natural cave. And that's where we are. You see light way in the distance, apparently. A speck of light.
Okay, well, I'm still in my succubus form, just in case we run into something else down here. Well, I suppose we should go to the light.
What's the order we're walking in?
And the cave is wide enough that you can go 2 by 2. You don't have to go single file.
The 2 biggest people in the front.
Sure, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Then your healer and
Well,
your backup can be here.
Better than being stuck in this cave.
Yes. Going deeper into the cave is much better. Let us hurry.
Alright, let's go towards the light.
Perhaps we shouldn't go towards the light.
Well, I mean, I'm up for other options here.
No, that was a joke. I was,
Who has dark vision?
I don't. So
I have a
just think he's
lamp.
outside.
The guys in the back have dark vision.
Yep.
Of course.
See behind us real well.
What we're doing is we're telling them you keep walking. Stop. Turn left. All right, there we go.
Okay. So the cave itself, it doesn't have a flat bottom. It's got kind of a rounded bottom, more like a natural cave, and it's very bumpy and rough, and there's a little bit of trickling water that seems to make it a little bit rough and hard to walk, so it's a little hard to keep your footing properly. But I mean, you can do it as you go. You just can't go very fast. You can't easily go fast. And as you're going, I guess you can feel the wall to make sure that you're as sure-footed as you can be. And every now and then you hit something fuzzy, and you hear and then you hear like things move in the dark. Yeah.
That's, what was that?
Does it sound like bats, perhaps?
It feels fuzzy when you touch things, and they move very quickly out of the way.
Well, I mean,
anywhere it's fuzzy?
And every now and then, like along the walls.
Well, Eslav will try and grab one because he wants to know.
Could Vesrin and Morkant see what they are with our dark vision?
Yeah, you can see that there are bats lining the cave in different spots from the back.
Don't grab those, Eslav. Those are bats. Let's just leave them be.
He rolls his eyes, but I guess you don't see it because he's facing away from you.
Also the dark.
And you go a little distance, and as you're feeling the walls, you feel on one side that the wall goes in a little.
Oh, here, there's just something here. She's gonna sort of press against this divot into the wall.
It's like an alcove, like a natural alcove almost, except that a little further in, it seems to be a ladder here.
Okay, well, I guess we're going up. So start
Yeah.
climbing.
And you climb up, and when you get up, you find that there's a trap door or something above you that would have to be lifted to open.
Okay, I will lift the door open, just a
You
crack.
write that for you.
I think I got it.
And when you do, you look out onto one of the streets in the town in Phelan, in a kind of a rundown area, and it looks like this looks like a cellar door cover from the outside.
Okay, so we're looking outward into the street, and
Yes.
it's okay.
And there's a couple people like going about their business. I'm assuming you're only opening a little bit to peek.
Yeah, she opened up like a little bit, just kind of like peek through.
Yeah.
Then she'll like kind of close it back and says, "It leads back to the town. Just a street." Was
Well,
this nearly?
Well, the
was
cave
this
goes
the only?
further.
Oh, the cave goes further. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a way out. I don't. I
You'll have
don't.
to keep it in mind.
So
Yes, we should take note of it in case when we get further in, if we need to flee, we don't have to go back through the hobbies. We can go up through here.
that'd be nice. I'm probably gonna run out of this disguise.
Not that I'm opposed to going through the harpies. Cracks his knuckles.
Well, do I recognize the part of town that I saw?
It's not a part that you recognize, but you can tell you're closer to the wall than you were before.
It's closer to the wall. I don't know exactly where it is in town. Do you guys want to go up, or do you want to go back to the cave? I think we should go back to the cave. I think it's just another access point.
Just keep going is probably the best bet. Now, Scott, do I know of any rumors of like smugglers' tunnels or things of that nature?
No. But this part of town is the high part, the high point. It's the hill. The town is built on the side of a hill, and part of it is up on the hill, and part of it is on the low end. You know, the lower ground. The 8 is the highest point in the town.
Interesting.
And it's not a huge hill. It's relatively small for hills, but for a town, it really raises it pretty good.
Perhaps whether we go up now or later, we should take note of the house that this cellar appears to be attached to. It could be perhaps someplace that those involved may stay, just to maintain cover.
Sure. Do you want me to just look at it? Do you want us all to pop out and take a look at it?
Was it daylight out when she looked,
Yeah.
or is it night?
It's daylight.
Let's wait till later. I mean, if the neighbors around here see us popping out,
It might be suspicious. Yeah.
Just a bit.
Strangers.
Just a bunch of strangers popping out of another cellar. No big
Especially
deal.
with the people that we're dealing with, who have the ability to, warp people's minds and memories. They might see us as a threat and not a friendly face.
Yes, most people aren't too fond of seeing succubus popping out of cellars in the middle of the day.
That's true. You're a succubus.
I still am.
That's funny.
You be quiet, sex slave. Stop throwing logic at me.
Cracks the whip.
The illusionary whip.
Alright, well, let's just get back down. We know it's here.
So you continue down the cave for a while, and after that point, the cave goes on for a pretty good distance. And as you start to get closer to the light at the end, you can tell that it widens out to the opening of the cave, and that looks like sunlight outside. So this seems to be just a cave that's pretty straight, that just goes from that one point out of the city somewhere. Because it looks,
You're
as
right.
you get closer and closer, you can see that there's it's woods.
My favorite.
And you've traveled quite a way to get out to this point.
Well, we should at least see what's out here in case there's something, beyond the entrance of this cavern.
So I'm sorry, it's a long day for me, but we followed, did we get to the end of the cave and it went to a forest?
Yeah, you're getting to the end of the
Okay.
cave, and you can see outside of the cave that there's a
Okay.
forest out there. But it's daytime,
Okay.
so you get enough light to tell that that's what it is.
Oh. That's convenient. Just a nice straight way from the forest to city.
Convenient for who, though?
Well, anybody who probably wishes to get
Remain
away
anonymous?
in a hurry. Well, get away in a hurry. I mean, look at our situation here. It looks like they have at least multiple entrances into this location. And then wherever they're at in the city, if they need to flee, they can dip in and head out into the forest, hopefully before being captured.
Well, let's find out if they got something hidden in this forest.
And most people are pretty afraid of the forest. Most people would not want to go out in the forest.
How dense is it? Is this the same
forest
kind
is-
of forest that's all over the other parts of the island, or is this any different?
It looks like the rest of the forest that you've seen on the island. They're pretty dense, big, tall trees. Right now, there's a lot of snow on the ground, but you know, the trees on the island are generally just massive.
Can I try to discern if there's any sort of like path through the forest that's been locked? Like if there have been like broken footsteps or broken twigs or just foliage that has been bent a certain way to indicate that someone was passing through it frequently?
If you mention that you're going to look for that, I will. Slov will help you in trying to find that.
I think she would just start doing that. So be like, well, let's see if we got any sort of path going around here.
Make an investigation check.
Tracks.
Okay, investigation.
While you're doing that, Pester's just kind of standing there in his warm robes, just like waiting to see what you do.
I'll start poking around with her, I guess.
Okay, you can, or so you're using the help action. Scott, do you want us to do our own rolls, or do you want him to give me advantage?
No, give you an advantage. Do it with advantage. You work together. Your roll was really bad.
It's a 15, so it's okay.
That's good. The snow here looks like it's been maybe covered up some movement. Like somebody was smart enough to try and cover tracks, but with snow you can't really perfectly do it.
Well, it looks like this has been traveled at least somewhat. It's hard to tell exactly which way they went, though.
It seems like they know someone would have been curious.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Still, I wonder who's been walking around. I mean, those birds have wings.
True. I mean, they might have just sort of lackeys that they sort of send about.
Or food.
For food. Or, we know that they mind control people, so could be just another little mind slave. I say we try to follow it. We don't have any other leads apart from this. So look over to Bezrin and Morkant. Found a path.
Let's go.
Sort of. Okay.
Lead the
So-
way.
So give it with a little bit of care in following, you can follow the tracks for a while, and it goes to a bit of a rise, and as you hit this rise, the forest begins to open up, and you realize you're in a clearing, and it's risen high enough that between some of the trees you can see the wall, and you're obviously outside the city, and the wall is pretty far back.
We have a bit of a history with clearings, I think, so we should be on our guard.
Does it appear that...
Looks like the tracks went over the hill or something. They went to the top of the hill at least and moved on.
All right,
Go
well,
over the hill and through the woods. Get it?
to grandmother's house.
Make me a perception check.
Thank you, Tiffany, for catching that. Yes.
Everyone? Or
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
you can
natural 20 for me.
All right.
Everyone's doing
That's
it?
a
Yeah, you can all do it.
27.
19.
There's a place on the side of the hill opposite where the wall is, where the snow is kind of lifted up over some lumps, but they look like they're in a bit of a pattern, like 4 lumps on the outside, 1 in the middle.
Oh, what do we got here? I'm gonna go in.
10, 11 for me.
Do you see something?
Well,
I
we
got
got
a
these.
5, Scott. I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, you didn't notice it.
It's cold.
Yeah,
Well,
it's cold. Do you see something out here?
Meanwhile, Eslov is too busy enjoying the cold.
Finally, somewhere comfortable.
Well, there's some lumps or these mounds on the side. She's gonna walk over and just brush off the snow to see what's underneath it.
But be
As
careful.
As you clear them off, you realize that there's some stones under them. I'm gonna throw.
Okay.
Oh my god, we found rocks.
I found rocks. Not rocks.
In Discord, I threw what the rocks
Here of
look
all
like.
places.
Oh, nice picture.
Ah. I like it.
Is that something is that a symbol in the center, or is that like something on?
It's a symbol carved into it.
Hmm.
And
Brush it off and
yeah,
I go out on a limb and say I don't recognize the symbol.
you don't recognize the symbol.
Do I
Nothing of
recognize the
religious
symbol?
significance.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
to any of us.
Yeah.
Morcon asked us religiously, and I said, "Do I recognize
Oh.
it like Arcana-wise?"
You do not. Neither of you do. No.
What about me?
They're
No.
historical reference.
No. You don't.
I don't
It's a puzzle of some
recognize
kind.
this.
Maybe we should hit the rock.
She's gonna like trace just the symbol and get out a sketchbook and then just draw it out so we have a reference of it.
I was gonna say, is it carved in? Because I have
It
coal,
is.
like charcoal, and I have like paper as well from my mother's kit that I will just make like a charcoal etching of it.
A rubbing.
Rubbing,
Yeah.
yeah.
I said etching, I meant rubbing. Whatever.
And when you
I
go,
guess
when you place the paper down, something soaks into the paper, and you realize that the thing is wet with something,
blood.
and it's reddish.
Ooh.
And when you lift the paper, you can see that it is red. I mean, it's not completely wet like that, but it's almost obviously the wettest parts are in the shape of a hand.
How
I'll dip my
big is the
finger.
hand?
I'll touch my fingers to like the wettest part, and I'll smell it.
And I want. How big is the hand compared to mine?
Smaller, maybe a little wider.
Hmm.
Do I figure out? Do I recognize the smell?
You, it's blood.
Okay. I mean, I figured, but
Yeah. But it's
Great.
nearly dried blood.
I just say, was I still able to get the etching, or was it like too much, like blood?
Yeah, you can get the etching.
Okay.
The blood's on the opposite side of the etching.
Do I see any blood droplets leaving from where the stones are?
You don't. But the snow has covered everything between the time
And
it was.
is it snowing right now?
Yes, it's
Okay.
been snowing on and off for weeks, but it is snowing.
Hmm. Well, there was more than one of these mounds. So, was it just these 5, or were there others?
Yes, that's it.
well,
Okay.
this blood is at least somewhat fresh.
Do you think we
Couldn't
have
have been
time?
more than an hour that they've been here.
Someone may be hurt. We should look around.
Do you think we have time for either Morcon or myself to detect if there's any magical significance in this area?
You mean like I can just use detect magic.
No, I don't like to cast it if I don't need to because I can do it as a ritual and save a spell slot or save my magic.
Well, mine's just a racial.
Oh, if you can do that, and if you wish to expedite this, then feel free, have at it.
Let me do it. Hang on. D&D Beyond's not letting me push the button.
It doesn't like you.
I guess not.
How dare it?
It's okay, because I don't like D&D Beyond either.
But I love D&D Beyond. You shut your mouth.
It has pros and cons.
There you go.
Yes, it does.
So what are you doing?
I was gonna use detect magic, but I'm double checking to make sure it's a racial because D&D Beyond's not letting me push the button. So,
That's odd.
yeah, I'm like pushing it and it's just like not happening. Culture, appearance.
Let me know when you know.
Well, she's detecting magic. I want to kind of look around to see if I see anyone hurt in the area since the blood's fresh.
Okay.
I will look around the snow to see if I can.
I do have it.
Sort
Okay,
of
cool.
Yeah, you do
trace
have it. I was just saying because
blood.
I went on your thing real quick just to view it, and it definitely shows that you have it. So
So while they're looking around, they find that whatever was trying to cover their tracks stopped here, and they didn't continue trying to cover tracks after this. And nearby, you find the body of a lynx that's buried under the snow, but the lump of it is there. And when you find it, that it's been killed, and it's fresh enough. It's not frozen up completely.
Where's it injured from?
Where's what?
Where is it injured from?
Its neck.
Does it look like another animal attacked it, or does it look like it was some kind of tool?
It looks like somebody slit its throat.
What a disgrace.
This poor thing.
well, is the meat still good?
It's not been hunted properly. I wouldn't eat this.
Well, you don't know if it hasn't been hunted properly. They may have hunted it properly and they just left the body.
That's not proper.
No, it's not proper for them, but should we allow this beast sacrifice to go?
Some other animal can have it.
Well, I want to know why they wanted to kill a beast and leave it. You know, they left the pelt, they left the meat. I guess they just wanted the blood. Maybe that's what they put on. Maybe they killed something
Well,
for that.
Dwayne, were you able
Rock.
to detect anything?
Okay. No, because I used detect magic earlier and I haven't had a long rest,
Oh,
so
well then-
that's why I couldn't use it.
Okay, well then I will take the time. Well, then if we would have known that, so while they were looking, I would have been
Yeah.
ritually casting.
Yeah.
You,
I assume.
you said it was a lynx, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And when you do your ritual, there is magic. The stones themselves are all magical, and they are all conjuration magic.
Conjuration is typically used for summoning, yes?
Yeah.
I mean, other things as well, but
Like conjuring.
yeah. I mean, yes. I'm just
Bringing
saying,
things forth.
this could have been some type of ritual to bring something here.
Well, I think we need to put blood on it again. That's just me, though.
For all we know, that this may only be one part of the ritual, and even if it does succeed, we may be bringing something nasty and powerful here. We shouldn't be tampering with things we don't know.
Worse yet, it might already be here. They appear to have already done the ceremony, and we know they want to get back to the soul.
True. Maybe they summoned the thing. Maybe we should get back to the soul because they want to get Jasmine out.
Yes, we should head back. I agree.
Let's make it urgent.
Scott, can we see the city from where we are?
Not from where you are, but from the top of the mound. You're on the other side. You're on the side of the mound, facing away from the city. But when
Don't
you're
hear
at
any
the top
screams, do we?
no. But from the top of the mound, when you look through the trees, in the distance, you can see the city wall is just like a little sliver of stonework.
I think our best bet and quickest route would be through the tunnels and up to that entry we found on the way here.
I agree.
Probably.
Let's hurry.
Yeah, it's the straightest shot we know, so let's go.
This level start to jog.
How heavy do the rocks look, Scott?
Well, they're about somewhere around 6 feet wide.
So I don't think I could just pick one up and throw it to break the
Not
circle.
6 feet wide. I'm sorry, they're about 2 feet wide, but they go deep.
Okay, so I don't think I could just toss one real quick. That
No.
would be not practical. Okay, then I run off.
I meant the circumference of the whole circle is about 6 feet.
Okay.
I'm assuming these rocks look like they've been there for a very long time. Like they weren't like placed there. They were probably something there that was well before this person came.
Correct.
Yeah, the rocks are deep in the snow, so we can come back here if we need to investigate further.
I agree.
Eslav will know that. He's not going to say.
Whatever we're dealing with.
I think Eslov is
Old
jogging back into the tunnels. We should probably follow him.
Just let him go.
I'm definitely going full speed back to the soul.
All right, I can roll up a new character.
I would go at
Eslav
the
gets
pace
lost
of the
in the
party.
tunnels.
I would go at the pace that the party maintains to the best of my ability.
Caradwin will be sad to leave this historical site, and then she's all right. I'll come back for you.
I'll tap. It's okay, Twin. We'll return. I promise.
You know right where it is now.
She was like getting on her stuff, and then they start leaving, and she's just like putting them back.
Aww.
All right. Well, it's not going anywhere, so let's go check on the soul.
Okay.
She'll go after. She'll follow them.
Right. You head back and find your way back to the cave. The cave actually is pretty hard to spot because of it being at a low point where the ground starts to rise up, and it sort of makes it hidden a little bit in the woods. But you know where it was, and your tracks are still fresh, and you weren't trying to hide them, so you know where to get to it. When you get in, you start following up. It takes you a while to get there, but you get to the place where it opens up on the side and goes up.
All right, I'll climb the ladder and go straight through with reckless disregard.
Wait, Twin. Is she still in succubus form? You may want to drop that before we go up.
Oh, right.
Yes, because it's
Good idea.
slightly less conspicuous to be a furball.
Well, I mean, it's slightly.
It's less scary.
It's slightly less scary when you're just a fey giant versus succubi.
Yeah.
Succubi.
I think I'm relatively the same level of conspicuous, though.
Yeah.
Well, I was more concerned about people screaming when they saw you.
We weren't screaming in fear. I hope not.
And you all pop out. The streets are pretty empty at the moment. So you get out without being
Empty because everyone died.
Yeah.
And when we step out, I try to take note real quickly of the area and the house that the cellar seems to be attached to, just so I can kind of put it to memory to return here and try to learn more about this location itself.
Okay. It's hold on. I actually have the name of
Oh, it's actually like a named location.
Yeah, it's a little business area. And there's little homes and businesses all mixed in here. And it's next to. Hold on. I didn't expect to have to need that note that quickly.
Sorry, you're dealing with me.
Yeah. Oh, that was cool.
The weird, but not the weirdest one.
You're all weird.
I was like, let's be fair. We're all a bit odd in this group.
I think the weirdest is really defined by the phase of the moon. I think that's probably how it works.
Yeah.
We all have our moments.
The weirdest to me has been how frequently Dylan changes his names, pose, like everything is like a constant like miasma of change. And I think that's cool. And
You mean by names?
where the hell is
Looking for something.
it? Yeah, the name of the place. I have a lot of notes for this episode, and there's like almost too many. It's like, oh my god, am I ever gonna get through these?
Like, well, just to the top.
Role play amongst yourselves.
Get it to the top and
Good luck running.
Is it odd that this place, insert name here, is...
It's called Deschers. Deshers.
well, I don't
kinda-
recognize this part of town.
No.
Neither do I.
What kind of is it? You said it's like a place of business. What kind of business does it look like it might do?
Carpentry.
Carpentry.
Yeah.
We love carpentry.
Am I familiar with it at all?
No, it's not a part of town like
Okay.
pretty distant from the soul, and
Does it seem
Well,
like
I mean, they do a lot of
This place, at
carpentry
least?
and
Deshers.
Does it seem like they
you
get
know
a lot
what,
of business?
I'll give you an intelligence check. Maybe you've heard of it.
Because with Morcont's one thing, it's definitely
Yeah, you've been here
intelligent.
a long time.
That's going to be an 11.
You don't know it.
Well, that's a nice shop.
Yep.
Move
mean-
into the soul.
You've probably been to this part of town once or twice, a couple times, whatever. You just don't know this particular place.
It's a big city.
Yep.
yeah.
Biggest city on the island.
So,
Well, we done dawdling. We gotta get to the soul.
yes.
And you head back to the soul. And as you're traveling, it's the first time that you've really realized that, and this is really more from Moorcamp than anybody else, but the way the city's built is this rise separates the port side of the city from the rest of the inner part of the city. And this rise kind of runs from the north to the south, almost through the entire city. And that seems to be where the cave runs, is right underneath that rise.
It's weird. I've never noticed this, but this rise separates the port from the rest of the city.
You know it's there. It's just you're now seeing it in a different light.
I wonder if the tunnel runs the whole way.
It does not. It goes.
I
from
don't
the
think it
eighth
does.
Out.
But I wonder.
And
How
just
long-
before the soul, that's when you hit the steps that start to head down towards the port and the soul, and you arrive at the soul after a while. After walking the city, you basically traverse the whole city from one side to the other almost.
Yeah, we dogged the whole way.
Whew. It's been a while since
Eslov is like ready to jog some more. He's still like bouncing around.
I agree with this whole. No, everybody's not brainwashed, right?
I know. I'm good.
I mean-
believe I'm fine.
Let me check.
Okay.
If you're brainwashed,
No, I'm not.
You know it.
All right. Let's head in there and see if they're all brainwashed.
And you get
And
in.
Lead the way, Morcon.
I'll head into the soul.
I'll walk in right behind.
And the fire's crackling in the center of the soul, and all the people are staying warm and doing soul-y stuff.
Raise your hand if you're brainwashed.
Nobody raises their hands.
Oh man.
I might be.
Raise your hand if you're
Snatch.
not brainwashed.
Very well might be. She is quite strong. Now, Vezrin,
Yes.
this being magic and all, do you think there's a downside if we grab one of the masonry hammers and smash those rocks very, very hard?
I don't know. I haven't had time to fully look at the site. I mean,
We could grab a sledgehammer instead.
that site may not even necessarily be connected to what's going on. It may be connected to something much older. Until we know, I wouldn't suggest destroying those stones. What if that's a way for us to enter into where those who have ascended have gone?
All right.
Well, I say we check on Jasmine. Like,
Yes.
make sure she's still there.
If you would allow me to escape for a second so I may don my armor, I will join you down in the basement momentarily.
But you,
Dawn
Exactly
away.
10 minutes later.
do you want to have anybody just go with you to have your back and stand outside the door to make sure there's not Jasmine doesn't appear in your room and steal your mind?
I just kind of look around the soul
Well,
and I'm
you're
like, hi, Moraine, hi to all the apostates, and this is the safest place for me.
Oh. With a demon trap below
Esfil,
and
do you
another
mind
demon
just
trying to
going
break
with
her
him?
out.
I can go with the cleric.
All right.
We'll get his armor on faster when he loses more hands.
More for protecting him from himself.
She just kind of like gives him this knowing look.
I'm not worried about Jasmine.
You walk your way down to the sealed-in door with the little slit. And there's nobody here but you two.
Does it appear to be intact?
Yep, the door is intact.
Door
Does
is
my
intact?
spell seem to be holding?
Yes.
I'm gonna just sit there and listen and see if I can, I don't know, hear her moving at all.
Maybe a perception check.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
It's a dirty 20.
You got it better than me. I got a 17.
You hear a little bit of shuffling in there. No words or anything, just movement.
But I'll whisper back to Vesrin, well, it sounds like she's in there. At least something's walking around.
Who's there? What's your name?
Let's go. I'm gonna like just push him back up the stairs.
I say the one guy's name. What was his name? And I try to mimic his voice.
Aidis?
Aita? Sorry, you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, have you? So you've come to get me out? You've come.
And I go, no, dear. I was just testing you. Thank you for revealing your friend's identity.
And it goes silent.
And then I just laugh. Ugh.
But she feels real stupid now.
We already knew, but I want her to feel like she screwed it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want her, because she's been trying to play us. I just want her to feel dumb.
Damn. Going all out.
Yes.
She rolled
All right.
she rolled a nice one, so she was being dumb. You said it.
She is quite hungry at this point, so it's understandable.
Do demons eat? I don't know. Where's, well, I guess
mean, they
succubi
would need
do.
some kind of
Wow.
sustenance, like any living creature.
I'll just
Loving
turn to you
creature.
while we're waiting on them doing. I'll tell you, I told you that man could not be trusted. Everybody thinks that I'm crazy and always suspicious of everyone, but I have reasons, and it looks like I was correct. He was too damn friendly.
It was a bit weird. I was kind of liking the idea that someone had a crush on me again, but turns out he just wanted my soul.
You don't know. Maybe he did have a crush on you as well.
The guys only love me for my soul.
Turns out he just wanted me for soul fodder.
And to be clear, we don't know if he is for sure the same individual that is working with her. He could be somebody else working with her. Maybe he was interested in
no, we know
Someone else named Aida.
We know that Aietus is courting. Well, I suppose we didn't get the other guy's name, so... But I think it's a reasonable logic stretch to say that it's the same person.
I agree, but we don't know for sure. He could have just been somebody working for them or with them who happens to have a crush on you as well. I'm just saying, don't sell yourself short.
Thanks. She just sort of laughs. Thanks, veteran. It's really not that big of a deal, though.
I hear the captain of the guard is single.
Oh, I'm supposed to set that guy up.
You know who we should set him up with? No, she wasn't with us. There's this lovely lady in the town we were at before.
Right, okay.
Who makes some wonderful food. And I gave her some, context with my family. But I think she'd be lovely for the captain.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should start them out. How should we introduce them? I love a good match.
Wine and cheese night.
I could invite her to the city to discuss business for my family.
Right.
And invite the captain over as a friend, since we've been getting along with him. And have you met this lovely lady? And boom, match made.
Ooh, I think it's always best to just just set it up to happen. And see what happens after that.
Introduce and then let them have at it,
Yeah.
Have at it.
I can just see as we're talking about this random conversation, you guys coming down the stairs in full battle rattle.
That's what happens.
No talk whatsoever.
Are we talking about more camp?
Oh, good, you're here. Well, it turns out a succubus is still in the basement.
Did you ask her about the rocks?
No.
No. I don't think she's going to want to tell me. I kind of played a trick on her to confirm.
No, she hasn't exactly...
She seems to like me.
She hasn't been exactly forthright, but we could try. I mean, what else has she got to lose?
Esloth is rather charming. We should allow him.
What does charming mean?
It's like a...
Never mind, Esloth.
She just pinches her nose. She's like, how do I explain this to you? She thinks about it for a while.
It's a complicated thing to explain for sure.
Yeah, because charm is it's indicative of who's seeing it and what the appeal of whoever they're talking about. So that's not a good straight answer.
His charisma is oddly high for a barbarian.
It means you're generally well liked to be around.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to water it down.
I was thinking that those stones are right next to the city. So there's no way that over all the history of the city, nobody has seen those stones. If we give this etching to your lovely friend, perhaps she could look through some books to see if she can find any information on this.
Oh, put Edda to the grindstone again.
If she's willing, and if you think she could help.
Oh, please, not another library episode.
I'm not saying for us. That's why we had Edda do it, while we investigate other things. And this way we might be able to find out if we can destroy those stones, or if they're useful in other ways.
Yeah, I mean, we could try to see if there's some record of it.
All right. I can take the etching to Edda if you like.
You don't find Edda.
I don't find Edda?
No.
Do I find Moraine?
Yes.
Moraine, have you seen Edda anywhere?
She's by the fire. She's cold, and she was. Whatever happened last night, I think it scared her, and she wanted to stay near the warmth and the heat.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll go check on her.
Okay. And by the fire in the soul, there's all the people that are in there that are being helped, and she's just sitting by the fire, like on her own, just sort of, all this activity's going on, and she's on the opposite side of the fire from where you come in, so you don't see her when she comes in. And when she sees you, she stands. She goes, I was so worried about you. I assume you're all together. Oh, you all made it.
Oh, are you alright, Edda?
I was so worried about all of you. You went off, like after whoever it was you were thinking you were after, and it seemed so dangerous, whatever it was.
Well,
And she looks tired, like she's been up all night.
Speaking of which, Edda, there's a couple of things that need to be taken care of. You seem rather tired, so get some sleep first. And when you get up, if you could do a little research on this, and I'll hand the etching over. And then maybe organize some people to clear out some harpies that have been living inside the 8.
What?
Yeah, just a couple of acolytes and maybe some guard in there.
Oh, yeah,
There's
team up
only a
with the
couple.
guard. Maybe we should inform the guard.
We can handle that. We can inform the god.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. You just worry about this then. We'll take care of that.
But if you don't mind, Morkan, I would like to let her know one other thing. The gentleman you saw us speaking with last night and dancing with, and who seemed to be like the life of the party.
Aita.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If you see him come around here, stay away from him. He is not who he seems to be. And if you can find us or send somebody to get us immediately, if we're not here at the moment, please do.
He's not a treasure hunter?
He is
Well-
friends with that thing downstairs.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out exactly how he's involved.
That's so disappointing. He was so much fun to dance with.
He was a good dancer. Did pretty well, given our height difference. Even I was sad too.
Just for does she seem to be her? Does she seem to be
Yeah.
off in any way? Like maybe somebody replaced themselves with her? Or
No,
anything
she
like
seemed to be tired and worried.
that? Okay.
And she lifts up the paper you gave her, and she turns it around and sees the blood print on the back.
Yes, that might be his print. We're not sure.
We're pretty sure it's animal blood, though. That's, I mean, it's slightly better.
I'll research this.
I'll describe the stones as well, and let her know it's like right outside the city, just so she knows the symbol, like what it might be tied to, and if that helps in her research.
That may help. I'll research this and get back to you as soon as you get back here again.
Thank you, Edda. We appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Make sure you get some sleep, though.
I will.
Speaking of sleep, I could use some.
And
Yeah, you're all pretty
Yeah.
tired.
I'll tap Morkan on the shoulder as she walks away and tell him, you really shouldn't let that one get away. If you ever decide to settle down, she might be your best bet.
But
Get away.
don't know what you mean. There are some rooms here at the Soul if you want to sleep.
Trying to change the subject.
Well, how busy are you guys? You had a lot of orphans and a lot of. That's why we've been at the inn, but
I'd rather not take up space. I'm
All right.
Besides, I've grown quite comfortable with the tavern
Yeah.
ruse.
The drinks are within reach. He actually usually doesn't even make it up to the bed. I usually have the whole room to myself. He just sleeps where he drinks.
Right.
That's assuming I sleep at all most nights.
That's true.
That's the way of the blue waste. Is that what we're saying?
They don't get me tired enough.
Yeah, they haven't worn you out
so-
yet.
Do we want to ask Jasmine about what it is, or
I
Do you
don't
think
think it
that
could hurt.
Well, I think if we want to have a proper conversation with her, I suppose we could always just describe the symbol and the area and see if she wants to give us any information. But then I think we need to decide if, we actually want to let her. Well, if she does, here's the thing. If she does actually comply with us, what are we going to do with her after that? Are we just going to keep locking her up? Or are we
If she knows how she can get back to her home, I would like to send her there.
She's not going to want to return home. And let's be honest, do any of us think that we would trust a single word that comes out of her mouth?
It'd be really hard to, because she's the only source.
I don't think she'll play ball, and I don't think she'll tell us the truth.
It's true. I mean, we'd honestly have better chances of fooling the harpies again.
We've found more information without her help than we did when we had her imprisoned. I mean, we never knew about these jars. Now we have an idea of how they've trapped those souls in other people's bodies. I mean, she would never have told us that. I think we're better off leaving her in there until we can figure out how to send her home on our own.
Well, I think we should get first rest, and then second, we might want to focus on this Aetas person. He's a loose end that we can't seem to find an answer to.
He's not going anywhere. He wants to get her out.
Yes, exactly. We might want. It might be beneficial to set some bait somehow, like I don't know, make it look like there's an easy access point to the soul, and then just watch that access point. I'm not sure. Give him like some bait that's too juicy to pass up on.
Slow starts looking around his pockets for meat.
That's something to discuss in the morning for sure, how we might be able to do that.
Yeah, I'll have a bit more brain cells then.
He starts to float.
For me, is I'm tempted to see if the captain of the guard could just have people keep an eye out for him. But then you don't know who he has, been in contact with and
True. You don't
charmed.
know who he's...
I have a bit of an orthodox idea.
Sure.
I feel like a public execution would pull him to here. If we have someone who could perhaps change their form, appear to be Jasmine, and we have a fake public execution, perhaps that'll draw him out, or something to that effect.
Oh, yeah, like have him force his hand.
Not
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
Give him a timeline.
it could work.
I like that idea, but if we let Jasmine out of that room, why would... I mean, he knows that she can phase, right? So if he's going to know it's not Jasmine, because then she would just phase.
Not only that, but he is capable of magic, like myself. If somebody was to take one of you and do something like that, I would probably, before the execution, detect magic and see if, the person on there was who they said it was, or if there was magic, illusionary magic of some sort to throw me off. I mean, there's a good chance that he could know that it's a trick, and then what? We execute one of us? We go all the way through with the execution, or what will we have to do at that point?
I guess I didn't think this through. I am quite tired of
I don't know why it's a good idea. It really is.
I
Maybe
just don't know what he's capable of. Sorry, Twin.
Maybe someone else that's valuable to him. I mean, we know that the artists that have multiple souls in them are valuable to them because they're trying to achieve like the alpha artist. I also think that has something to do with passions, and that's why they're picking artists and musicians. Because I just said something that I thought was strange. He said passions are powerful things. And I think there was a book somewhere in the soul that's talking about passions and how they're a powerful force. I think that has something to do with what they're trying to achieve here.
What about the musician we met? We haven't had a chance to question him either.
True. We could ask him about his relationship to Aetas and the friend that went missing. We didn't see any. No, we didn't find his friend at all.
I do remember that book, The Birth of Passions and Their Purposes and Dispositions.
Yes. I think we might want to look at that one.
The Mistress of was it Mistress of Chase or Chaos?
Chaos.
Chaos, yeah. Mistress of Chaos. Recognized that passions were the greatest strengths and weaknesses, and even to the gods. The only weapon more dangerous and counter to every weapon is unbridled passion, love or hate in equal measure. That is what I remember from the book.
I feel like this is... I feel like we're almost there. We're just missing a few more pieces.
And Twin, I'm very impressed. I did not put those two together until now.
Oh, thank you.
So, shall we meet back here in 8.5 hours then?
I suppose so.
I'll check
Maybe
my
9,
monitors,
because
don't watch.
I'd like to eat before I come. You know, sleep, eat, and then come.
Yes, naturally.
Would you like us to bring you something in the morning, or are you going to
No.
eat it?
Well, I mean, it's the morning now.
Like, would you
Right,
like us to
House.
bring you dinner or lunch or whatever
No,
that
no.
is by the time we get up?
I'm fine with the food here at the Soul.
Yes, definitely had a long night. That's for sure.
All right.
A lot of running.
So everybody goes their separate ways to get most of you to the end. Morkan stays in the Soul. You get your rest. You eat. Everyone actually gets 8 hours of sleep to get a long rest, which I don't remember a long rest for you guys in a long time.
I like have 2 slots left, man.
Yeah, same here. I have 1 first level and 1 second level, and that's it.
I just had a first level left.
Long rest, baby. I'll take it.
And
Yeah.
you wake up, so refreshed.
Oh, yep.
And obviously, I'll be taking care of my bird and getting to know him.
I'm off to find some of that coffee, quote unquote.
Yeah, Caradwin would have, like, taken a shower or something and then looked at her notes and...
You made a bath.
Yeah, she would have taken a bath and, like, I don't think she'd use, like, flowery soap. She'd use something more subtle, like pine or, like, more of a neutral scent.
They use pine tar soap.
Yeah. And so, anyway, she'd be clean.
Morkan
Clean? What's a clean?
What's a clean? Why do you smell like
looks
pine?
very, very upset over his burnt clothing. It's his nicest piece as he neatly puts it back into his little shelf.
And actually, Morgan, when you're getting ready to go to bed, you realize you have that blood up all over on your hand, also from the pool. You put in to pull the lever.
Probably have to rinse myself off.
Yeah, nasty. You get your food, and you get back together.
One thing I will say while we're eating is, Joanne, I've been thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You were asking me what I was going to name my little companion here. You know, I had the bird sitting on. I think I'm going to name him or her Sol. S-O-L. Not after Morkan's place, but my mother, her name was Solana, and she always looked over me. So I think it's fitting that my little friend here will be named Sol. So
There.
just so you know, that's what her name, or his name is.
Oh, I think that's a lovely, nice tribute to her.
Yes. Well, I know you were asking, and
Well, now we
hadn't
have a
thought
name
about
for this
Yes.
bird, so.
So, well,
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know since you were curious.
Thank you.
And while you're sitting there, you see a young gnome walk through that looks familiar, and she goes and talks to the kitchen, somebody in the kitchen.
She the gnome for the party.
She is the gnome from the party.
I'm gonna elbow Bezra and be like,
And
The
then
gnome from the party.
she's in there for a few
Great talk.
minutes. And then she heads out.
Approach her.
Then she
Aye.
leaves.
I think we should stop her.
I mean,
Stop her
are we
or
gonna
follow?
stop her or are we gonna follow her?
I think we should just stop her.
Okay.
You want me to go stand in front of the door?
Yes, invite her over. Make sure she knows it's not an option, but don't necessarily hurt her.
Before she goes to leave, I want to walk over
Okay.
and just stand in front of the door and then wait for her to turn around.
And she comes out of the kitchen and she sees you at the door and she gets like halfway to there and she stops. And her face just goes flush.
All right. It's all right. Please go take a seat.
Can I like walk behind her as she's standing there? And just
Yeah,
put
you
my hand
could.
on her
Yeah,
shoulder?
you had a few minutes to kind of put something together.
Yeah, and then I'll like as she's standing there, like she goes white, and he says that, I'll put my hand on her shoulder. Please, we just want to talk to you.
And she walks to the table and she looks really nervous.
Why so nervous? Never had a wonderful companionship that would like to have a moment of your time?
You look like the dragon looked like he was going to kill me or something, and I don't know why.
Well,
I
it
don't
is
know
still
what
early.
I don't know what gave you that impression. I think you're projecting.
You
We saw you at the party the other night.
you spoke to a friend of ours.
You mean last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over at the Red Gate.
Yeah, last night. It was a couple nights ago. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to dance.
Well,
She didn't
You
dance
know-
at all.
I didn't really see you on the floor, but we saw you talking to our friend Aitis. We just want to know how you know him.
I'll be like standing behind her as she's sitting down. Not like touching her, just like
Well,
off to the side.
he knows everybody in the city. He's like everybody's friend.
How'd you meet him?
Oh.
We just sort of ran into him. How about you?
I met him at the inn, the Red Gate Inn.
Oh, do you work there?
No. I work for Annis Van Gretten. Morkant, you know that name. That is one of the elders on the Elder Council. She's on the Elder Council.
What is the name so I can tell Morcon later? Is Morcon here with us at this point?
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you came and met us there, right? Yeah.
yeah. Anise Van Gretten.
So she works for Anise Van Gretten? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not too familiar. I just came into town. What do you do for Anise?
I'm her assistant. I take care of all the things that need to be taken care of. There's many things to take care of in a city this big.
You're
Oh,
right,
yeah.
There is. And what were you taking care of for Iatus last night? I specifically saw you speak to him, go and then come back and speak to him again, letting him know whatever he asked of you was done.
I don't want to be here any longer. I'd like to leave. And she tries to slide out the
I
seat.
put my hand on the table and right in front of her, kind of like letting her know, like, no, you're going to sit here, and I'm going to say, this comes from House Magic to you. You will sit here and you will answer our questions, or you will be held for treason. I'm trying to intimidate her.
She's
Can I help?
intimidated. Yeah,
Okay.
you actually were the first intimidator.
While they're all talking with her, I'll slide off to the kitchen and just ask what she was doing in there to my fellow whatever from the Soul. 'Cause we're in the Soul, right?
No, you're at the inn. I thought.
Oh,
I thought you
my
met them at
mistake.
the
Never
inn.
mind. Ignore what I said then, 'cause I thought we were at the Soul.
I thought you were going to meet up to eat.
Sorry, who does she work for again?
Anise Van Etten.
Anise
Van Gretten. Sorry. What are you doing, Morkant? Are you going and doing that, or are
I'm
you
just-
not doing
no.
that? Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Well, we think that, Aitis is,
You're not going to hurt him, are you?
well, the thing is we
We might have to.
Why?
think she's upset.
I love
we
him.
think-
He's my boyfriend.
Oh, really? How long have you been dating?
Insight check that.
Go ahead.
Let's see, 21.
She seems to be telling the truth. It seems pretty legit. What she's saying sounds like she believes that.
When was the last time you saw your boyfriend?
Last night.
And he took off awfully sudden, and we have an item he's been looking for, so we've been looking for him.
Because he's cheating on me.
Is he really?
I saw him with another person again.
Who did you see him with?
Who was he with?
Somebody from the party, that musician who makes me... I think he's cheating on me behind my back with a lot of people. And I love him so much, and I think he loves me, and I'm going to definitely work on this with him. He really needs my help. He really needs
always
it.
a cheetah.
You can't help people who don't want to change.
Yeah, you're better off not wasting your energy.
I'm sorry, I'm not really like this normally. I'm not a jealous person.
No, it's all right. Have a seat. Let us get you some tea.
Yeah, clearly distressing time for you. We also think that Isis is involved in less savory pastimes. Does he disappear, or do you see him with other people?
Yeah, I started following him to find out what's going on, and I think he's seeing a bunch of people behind my back. And I mean all over the place, just men and women and just so many people.
Have you seen him at a location in an
Fair.
town called Dresches?
Yeah, that's the carpenter that works for Miss Van Gretten.
Has he had any interactions with Van Gretten herself?
He's doing the work on her new floor.
No, the carpenter or
The carpenter. He's a carpenter that's been working the city for a long time. He only works with the highest end clients. The highest end. They have to have a lot of money to even get any time with him. I mean, what has that got to do with anything? Do you know do you know somebody else he's cheating with? That you could...
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Jasmine? Pretty sure. Probably other musicians. He started flirting with me, so I...
And she looks at you with... I can see it. You're very pretty.
Oh, well, thank you. I turned him down.
Well, at least you have honor. Unlike everybody else in this city, it seems. And not even I have honor.
Oh, there. I mean, I know what it's like to be a fool for love.
Is she? I'm inciting her. Is this like real tears, or is she?
Oh yeah, there's tears actually rolling down.
Okay. I just
Do
want to make
you-
sure.
It's not crocodile tears.
Yeah.
Do you want us, I want to find these people he's cheating with. Do you?
Why do you want to find it? Are you in love with him too? Oh no.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Can't
more.
compete with you. Look how big you are, and I'm so little.
Size doesn't really matter. There are lots of positions to accommodate every single type of
She
trouble.
goes red with that. Like, what?
So does Vorka.
No, we actually.
We think
We
he
don't-
might be killing people.
What? He
Yeah.
would never do that.
I mean, we have. There's lots of evidence to say otherwise.
He told me
mean-
he's a lover, not a fighter. He always
When
has
was the
other
last-
people get in
Clearly,
fights.
he's a liar because he's cheating on you.
When was the last time anyone saw Jasmine alive? Like, her shop's been empty for how long now?
Did you hear recently about
week
all
or
the things
two.
that have happened with the different artists in the city? Have you heard anything about that misfortune?
Yeah, he loved the artists. He would go to the artists all the time. Not all the time, but some nights he'd go to the artists, and I'd follow him in, and he'd be in there so long. And I know he wasn't buying art all the time.
We have reason to believe he is involved in all those terrible things that have happened to the city's artisans. That's why we need to find out who he's connected with. Not because my lovely friend here wants to pursue a relationship with him, but because we want to ensure that he's not harming anyone.
He's not harming anyone, and I'm going to work with him on that. I'm on anything that I can really help him. If I could just get a little time with him again to explain, he would listen to me, I think.
I don't know, because you'd have to help him stop being a devil, and I think that's a bit trickier than you're capable.
What do you mean a devil?
I'm quite literal on this one.
Sure, he's
what?
an incubus.
I don't know what that is.
It's like
Do you know what a succubus is?
No. Most people don't know what these monster things are.
It's like a really sexy person from another plane that wants to eat you.
It's a demon that uses its charm to
Eat
convince
your
you
libido, technically.
to be its lover.
Have you ever, felt him manipulate you? Felt like
really?
your mind wasn't quite yours?
When I'm around him all the time, I feel like I'm his, and he's only made love to me one time, and I don't understand why I don't understand.
Because he's a demon trying to control you.
You know he's your boyfriend.
What?
How do you know he's your boyfriend? Has he ever said that to you?
Not
Ever
in
said he
those
loves you?
words exactly like that, no, but he always pays attention to me when I come to him, and he makes sure that I feel taken care of. Actually, I don't think he does that now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh.
I think that's me.
It's such a toxic relationship.
Oh no.
What is your name? We've questioned you so much, and I don't even think we caught your name.
At this point, I'll sit down. I'll stop standing behind her.
My name is Fanny.
Fanny,
Funny.
first,
Funny Bright.
on my family's honor, I'd like to apologize for saying those harsh words to you momentarily ago.
I don't even remember what you said.
Well, I do, and I wish to apologize for that. Secondly, you deserve better than the treatment you've gotten from him, and so you need, for your own safety, to stay away from him if he does approach you. He's going to try to manipulate you, and we want to protect you.
He's never manipulated me. He's asked me to do things for him, but that's all.
What things?
What did he ask you to do last night?
Well, he asked me to find him the carpenter, for instance, to make sure that she got the best carpenter in the town, so I did that. And he sometimes he has me run errands for him every now and then.
Are they errands that you really want to do?
Well, who wants to run errands?
Right, but
So he
Do you
convinced
feel
you
as
to do
though he-
something you don't want to do, is what you're saying.
Well, occasionally, I don't know why I'm telling you these things. These are private. I'm just so scared of. You're so big, all of you. Well, you two especially.
Well, I can't really help that aspect.
Actually, you can help that if you wanted.
I mean, I can only look shorter.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny when I realized he was cheating on me. I found some of the places that he likes to cheat the most with people on me, and I really think that he loves everybody, not just like I think he really has so much love in him that he loves everyone. Cause
Well,
Well, I mean, I'm just apart from polyamory aside, where are these locations?
that's another word she doesn't know.
you ever hear of a harem?
No.
Yes. As Dwayne was saying, what are these locations that he frequents the most?
Well, he goes to every bar and inn and tavern in the city, and like every night he's out drinking, and he goes in and he gathers up with a group of people, and they have a lot of fun. And then at some point, the times that I've followed him, he always splits off with one, and they almost always do something in an alley or somewhere filthy with somebody. I've seen things that I can't even describe.
What do you mean by that?
Or are they like
I
sexy things, or are they like stabby
Oh,
things?
They're filthy. I can't even say that word. Like sensualness, but the dirty side of it.
Well, he's a creature of passion, that's for sure.
Clearly.
I don't need to know the details of his goings, but
Spare me if you don't mind.
yes, if you could tell us the most frequent places, as well as a couple of the least frequent places.
Yeah, there's a couple places he goes pretty frequently, I would say. I mean, he goes out drinking every night. So some nights he doesn't go, but he does like to go. He like has a lot of care for the old, and he likes to sit across from the home of the elder that's the bird. I don't remember his name. Awok. He likes to like keep an eye on him, make sure that he's okay, I think. He sits in a place that he can't be seen easily,
Well-
but he just watches to make sure he's okay, I think. That he's all right.
He's out of town.
And sometimes he likes to like he's very concerned about the children at the Soul. He goes up on the building a couple of buildings over, and he can look down at the Soul and make sure the children are finding homes. And he watches when families come in and they leave with children, and
You
I've
think
seen-
it's weird for him to be on the roof, hiding out of sight?
Staring at children.
he's just making sure that they get homes. He's
How do you know that?
When did he start doing that?
right after the ascension. He's been just I see him go up there a lot now, or well, he did until yesterday. He'd go up there every couple of days and spend time looking at the Soul. And I assume he's watching the children getting families. That's the only thing that they do right now.
I don't think he's interested in the kids.
He goes to the stairs. You know, that's the arts district and the crafts district, and he sometimes buys art, but sometimes he comes out with no art, and I don't think he was buying art.
Where are some places that you've seen him go, but only like once or twice? Some place that people may not think to look for him at.
Once I followed him to the 8, and he disappeared at the fountain. I don't know where he went then. I only saw him go there once, and I thought it was weird because there's nowhere to go there. You can't even. He was just at the fountain, and I must have walked past, so he wouldn't notice me. And then when I turned back, he was gone.
That's where we were just at, right, Scott?
Yes.
Yeah.
He he's got such a good heart, but it's clouded by his lust, I guess. But he's gonna give that up for me. You know that, right? Like, if
No,
I work
he's
with him
not.
long enough, I can get him past that, I think.
No, I know you want to, you believe you can, but people don't change for other people. And as we said, he's a demon. Demons don't change their nature.
I think you're using that figuratively because he's not a demon.
No.
We mean it
He
literally.
loves me so much. I know it. I know in his heart.
I don't think we're gonna get through to her. I think the charm's too much.
No, I agree.
I
But
mean, I
just
could try and calm her, but it only lasts for a minute.
say if it's going to, if it's going to take a spell slot, don't waste it. So, but
That's what I figured.
Because we might need that later for when we fight him, if we fight him.
When we fight him.
I keep in my mind. I keep coming back to this. Why is he so interested in having Desha's carpenter help with your employer's floors? Why was he involved in
He
that?
said that that's the best carpenter, and he's right. I asked around with other people he's worked with. All the elders have used him to do the work on their homes.
Consider this carpenter to be a true artist in his craft.
I've never seen him actually even lift a hammer. He always brings a crew to do the work, and I think he guides them artistically and.
He's more of a director.
Yes, but he has to be a master carpenter. The other carpenters wouldn't honor and respect his work.
I think we might need to talk to this carpenter.
Perhaps we should go to the elders' home first to see what kind of work they're doing there.
Seems as though we need to stake it out. This is just me, or do we need to hook up her with someone else?
I think
I have to get back to work soon.
I hear that the captain of the guard is quite single.
Oh yeah, he's quite a catch. Very lovely man. Thanks
Do
so
you think about other women? Do you into women at all? There's plenty of them around.
Yes, there are.
Well, listen,
I
stay
think I
safe.
said too much.
Listen, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You don't have to tell him anything. You didn't tell us anything. We already knew all this information anyways. We were just confirming. So you've done nothing wrong, and your relationship is not harmed in any way. Don't even fret over it. In fact, I don't even think he's the person we're looking for now. So
No,
I think you're okay.
no.
Yeah.
It's clear to me that you two have a pretty great relationship.
I mean, yeah, you just keep believing in him like that.
Keep on keeping on.
Obviously, you can change someone who recklessly cheats on you all the time. Best of luck. Acor be with you.
It's time and patience.
Thank you.
Time and patience.
Yes.
Yes.
Eventually, you realize through all your patience, you are the one.
You are the one. Yeah, you'll win him over that way.
That is
And
the
you'll
truth.
curb all.
Time and patience. That's right. That solves most problems.
Yep.
Acceptance and forgiveness as well.
Mhm. Ah, that's a true.
Sometimes you just need to accept somebody's a male hooker and just love them for who they are.
He'll realize in the end that you're the one who truly loves him, not any of those others. That's how that
I
works.
mean, you're the one that put in all the work. They didn't.
That's true. That's right.
Are we trying to like solidify
They
this
haven't-
charm?
They haven't done all the errands for him that I've done.
No,
They've
they
done
had
nothing.
nothing.
I think you're right.
Right.
I need to work harder for him.
Since we have this understanding, just so we don't want to ruin your relationship with him. And he hasn't been totally forthright with everything with you, and so I think it's important that you don't stress about this conversation. It didn't happen. You don't need that stress in your life.
You're right. I don't. I just.
You just need to focus on your relationship and don't worry about all this conversations.
Yep.
Do you know where he went? Do you know where he is?
No,
I
but
haven't
if you
seen
see
him all
him,
day.
if you see him, come find us and let us know, because we'd like to have a conversation with him. We have some things of his that we wanted to get back to him.
Oh,
Have
okay.
you met his friend, the Deathsman, by chance?
The one that just came in from Reza?
Yeah.
He went to the inn and was gonna pick up the bear, and he waited, and he never came back to get the bear, to give him the bear.
The Deathman never showed up?
No, the Deathsman showed up. He never showed up to give him the bear.
Oh. That's peculiar. And he's staying over at the name of the inn that the other person was staying at, but I
Yes.
don't remember.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Curious and curious. You know what? I'm gonna pull out a couple silver. I'm gonna tell her, get yourself something nice so when you do see him, you look special.
Or get him
No.
something.
Or get him something if you wish. But here's some silver.
She looks at you for a moment and she takes the coins. Thank you. I really do have to get going. Anise is going to be so upset that I've been gone so long.
Tilly was speaking with somebody of nobility, and that they would like to speak with her soon, if that's okay.
Okay. You're one of the McGricks, right?
Yes, House Madrick.
Madrick.
Everybody always says his name wrong, and he always corrects him, but nobody seems to care because nobody really likes the family, anyways.
And you're
The other side of the island.
You're Vesrin, right? Vesrin. Madrick. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I do need to
Lizzie.
go. Thank you.
Yes. If she has an issue with your tardiness, direct her my way.
She'll have issues with my tardiness. She's had issues with it for a while now.
Well, direct her my way, and I will speak to her about how helpful you've been.
No, you can't get involved in this. This is between her and I. I just need to work harder for her. Also.
And that's fine, but in this particular situation, we held you up. This has nothing to do with your actions. These were mine and my companions. So, if she has issues with today's tardiness, direct her my way.
Okay, I will.
Oh, I don't want to hold you up anymore.
So bad
Thank
for
you.
her.
Thank you for your time.
She pops up, and she's really short, even for a gnome. And she leaves.
Yeah, she leaves as soon as she exits the door. Caradon's just like, wow.
Thought she was in cahoots. She was just another pawn.
Yeah, just another victim.
I feel
Poor
kind of
thing.
bad about yelling at her. I truly do.
Well, where do we want to go next? We wanted to look at the elder's house to see the carpentry.
We should go back and look at the stones.
Well, there's the stones, there's
stones.
treasures, the elder's home,
There's the musician.
there's the Deathman as well. So there's a few places that we could
So we should focus on finding Aida.
We could also look at the locations she talks about where Awok's home is, and the roof, to see if he left anything in those locations that might indicate other places he might be going or activities he might be doing. Those are probably...
I feel like the note he was sending to his master spoke about Awok, and it spoke about myself as well. I think those perches may be related to that.
Well, I thought that was the letter from Jasmine.
Yeah, but they were working together.
This is true.
I could be mistaken.
No, they have been working together, so you're probably right. Perhaps he was her eyes and ears in the streets while she was doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
But the more we dive into this, the more I'm sure that Aita is her friend. What's the other name? Argotha.
Gordon. Because, I think Wasn't no, Jessamine was Jasmine's fake name.
Jezera.
Jezerath, and Jasmine.
Yeah, Jezrath and Jasmine. So then we have Aietis and Argothe. Oh.
JJ and AA.
Corbin.
And then
Corbin.
I have a Corden written down for some reason.
Corden
Yeah.
or Corvin?
Oh,
Corden.
me. Oh,
Corden.
V. Must be a V.
It's a D.
Who's Corvin?
It's a D.
Corden.
He said it's a D.
Oh, D as in dog? Okay.
Yes.
Corden. You were right the first time. I was trying to hear. So he has possibly two identities, or maybe
Yeah,
just
because the harpy said Corden is trying to free her.
yes.
Isn't Corden the one in the other city, the boss that we sent the letter to? Or am I wrong?
No.
Not necessarily. No.
The Tabomise is the boss.
Oh. Okay.
They're just called, and Jasmine's letter to Tabomise it was entitled to Tabomise. Oh, Corden is. I have Cardivan. Is that the same as Corden? Did I mishear that? Because.
Yeah, I think you misheard it.
Okay, so Corden is the missing musician. And he is trying.
No, the musician is. Hold on. Samarith.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. I thought
There are
I
no
don't know who
names.
I don't know who Corden is.
This is what happens when you're dealing with people that change shape. It
The
gets
letter
very
from
confusing.
Jasmine. The letter from Jasmine to Jezerath, I thought it was to Osliv in
It was.
Arethusa. Yeah,
Yep.
but that
To-
might be
to Osric.
that could be Tabomise, or it could be somebody else, and Tabomise could be somebody above them, or a
I
middleman
think
between
Oscar and Tabomise are the same person.
them. Osliv, maybe.
I don't know who Corden is.
We have our hands full with this mystery.
There might
more-
be a third one.
That's what I was thinking.
Might be a third one because when we were talking to the harpies and I turned to a succubus, they were like, "Oh, another one." So that means they didn't give me a number. I just thought they meant I was the third one. So maybe Corden's the third
Could be.
devil or demon floating around here.
Perhaps. I mean, Cordon could be. We should see who is working at the carpenter.
Sure. Well, what's closest to us? Honestly, we can just write
The
down
others-
where we gotta go and then make sort of a route.
Most efficient
Yeah.
map.
The closest to you would probably be. Well, where are the points that you want to go to?
Okay, so we have the
Stones.
stones, the carpentry. Well, the carpenter, the elder's house, the carpentry district.
Well,
I
the
think.
desert, the location, that particular carpenter,
Yeah.
and the stones. I mean, those are our three primaries right now that we want to go to.
And the musician.
And if we could locate that musician, sure. Or what about the Deathman?
another-
The Deathman too.
The Deathman I'm more interested in. The musician is just going to be another charmed person that we can get nothing out of.
I think it's very odd that we met this Deathman, and he was using the symbol
Of
for
Karos.
the Karo symbol because he thought it was interesting. It was all over the town, and now he's been brought to this city for something. It's twice now that this guy's popped up. I don't think he's with them, but I think it's weird that they're reaching out to him. So I agree with you, Morkant, that it might be a good idea to check that out.
Sure, we can. I mean, Morgan brings up a good point. It's a good chance that the musician is just another charmed person. So
It's a very rare occasion Moorcamp brings up a good point.
No.
I don't think that's true.
what are we talking about? You bring a lot of good points up.
All
I love
right.
how Eslov, the three of us are like going, and Eslov's just they're like, where do I smash?
Well, he just doesn't have anything to add.
He just
Yeah.
cares about finding Aida.
To where you
Yeah.
are now, probably the closest would be the home of Anise. The next, actually, the Soul is closest. I mean, if you wanted to go find out about that, then the home of Anise, which is fairly close to the Soul. It's in that part of town, and then the Carpenter is all the way out at the other side of town. The Carpenter's shop.
Morcant, do you think that Eda has had time to possibly find anything in the library by this time? Perhaps
Honestly, she was so tired yesterday. I would like to give her as much time as possible.
Yeah,
I don't know that she quite has the energy we do.
Yes, I was just saying that perhaps since the Soul's closer, we could stop there, just see if she happens to have found anything. If she has, we can take that with us as we move on through everything else and head towards those stones. But I mean, we can wait. It's not that big of a deal. I was just trying to find the most efficient way of doing it.
We'll have to run back here eventually anyway.
This is true.
Is
Perhaps we go back to the
back
Soul.
in town? It's been a week. Has it been a week yet?
Yeah,
We could,
it's been a week.
It's been a week?
Yeah.
we could check. We could check Ewok's home.
I'd rather we check Awok's home because now I know that someone's been watching him.
That's true. Plus, he may know something about those stones.
That's true. We show him the etching, he might rubbing, he might know more than I do. He's lived here longer. So should we go to Anise
Lived
and then
longer than you.
well, he lived in this area longer than I have. That's what I meant.
How old is that bird?
It's been
I
old
don't-
from
You know, I've never asked him.
Okay, so
Should we go? Anise and then Awok and then the carpenter shop.
I said we hit Ewok first.
Okay.
He might be able to give us some insight to how to deal with Anise anyway, since she's a fellow elder.
All right. Sounds
Yes,
good.
as long as he's not mind controlled, I think he'll be quite useful.
Yes, I mean, he's been very helpful up until now. So
okay,
we're gonna. I think we're in agreement to go to Ewok first to see
Okay.
if he may be able to help us out with any of this.
all right. So you finish up here, head out, and you get over to Awok's home, and there's no lights on or anything. It's kind of late in the day at this point, and I guess you knock on the door or whatever, but nobody answers, and it's locked up.
Well, he was supposed to come back by now. What
He
should
may
I
have-
say?
Is
May have had a hard time finding a guide to bring him back.
I want to look around the area to see if I can figure out, based on what she told us, where Aretha might have been looking at him.
Okay.
Ergotha, whatever his name is. Yeah, it is.
And you look around the area, and his home is over a short cliff that looks over the ocean, and you can only really check one side. There's a balcony out there that, if you remember, that he would go out on sometimes. But when you check around, it looks like, it's hard to tell anything because the shutters are all closed and locked. The door is locked. It doesn't look like anybody's tried to forcefully break or left any traces of picking a lock or anything, so it doesn't look like anybody tried to go in it from what you can tell.
Eslov, twin, I know you're particularly talented at locating tracks and trails. Does it look like there's been any recent activity other than ourselves coming to this home? Like maybe Awok has returned and something has happened, or maybe he hasn't returned and there's been nothing happening here for some time.
Well, we can certainly take a look about the place.
Yeah, I will. I'll case it.
Sure, I'll help
I'll
you.
look around.
All right, you two can make me a investigation roll, or do it as a group.
You can have an advantage. I'll just help.
Natural 20
Nice.
Nice.
total. That is Total 19.
You can see that it doesn't look like anybody's broken in, but one of the hinges on the door one of the windows is loose, maybe looser than it should be, and maybe I'll just say that it's a little looser than it should be.
That's suspicious.
Just a bit. Let's tell the others.
We come back around. Well, we found nothing, but there was this loose hinge on one of the windows. I find that suspicious.
Perhaps we should investigate. I'm pretty sure Awok would understand if he came home and found us there in his home, if we were trying to look out for him.
Yeah, well,
One can hope.
I'm sure. I'm fairly confident he'd understand. As long as we're not breaking in and taking anything, I don't plan to steal from the man.
Yeah, well, let's just try to mitigate the damage. Maybe we can, she'll go back to that window and, like,
Just
try to...
cut the window open. She says, let's mitigate the damage.
He starts to reach for his axe.
I'm kidding.
Let's
Please do.
just try to, she's
Oh,
gonna,
yes,
like...
A joke. That's right. I was kidding
she'll,
too.
like, try to, like, work with the hinge to see, like, if she can get it to loosen anymore, like, kind of, like, jiggle it, and then, like, what kind of, does it just have, like,
A pin
like
hinge.
a pin? A
Yes.
pin?
Yeah.
Okay, she'll, like, pull the pin out, and then, like, try to push the window open.
Well, it holds a shutter,
Okay.
not the window necessarily. So,
Okay, so
you
we
could,
got the shutter.
if you pop them out, you could lift a shutter off.
Alright, I lifted the shutter off.
Okay, and you can see right in, and there is glass here, which is pretty unusual in and of itself. But you know, glass is expensive. That's why you don't see a lot of it. But the window is closed itself. You can
Window's
look in.
closed. Look in. Is there any way I can sort of open the window?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, so yeah, she'll like push against the glass and try to just like raise it by just
Make me a
holding it up.
strength check.
As you break the window.
Yeah.
Just don't nat 20 it. You just look.
That's a 16.
And you start to push, and suddenly there's a glow around the edge of the window, and you feel it resisting you.
Well, he charmed the window.
Is it similar to Arcane Lock?
Yes.
I believe his windows have been sealed with an Arcane Lock spell. Now the question is, did Awok do it himself, or does somebody break in and then seal it after they've done what they've done? Can we look through the window and see if anything was disturbed in the place?
Yeah, you can see, and there's still some light in the day, and you can see that it looks just like when you were there before.
To my knowledge, does Awok have the ability to cast Arcane Lock?
No, not as far as you know. He doesn't know how to do magic.
Well, either he hired someone to do it, or, you know, because he knew he was going to be gone, or someone's in there now and they don't want anyone disturbing him.
What about the front
Is
door?
there a chimney?
There is.
Who wants to go climb down a chimney? How about
I
not
don't-
me?
Is it big enough for someone to climb down? That's the real question.
Yeah. Yeah, you can climb down the chimney.
I'm going to look at Vezran.
Is there a fire? I look at
No.
It'll be my luck that as soon as I go down there. Ah!
All right, I guess
You are the tiniest one.
Am I the tiniest? I might be.
If-
Well, I don't have armor on, so with the armor, I'm definitely, because I don't have any, I'm definitely the tiniest.
I can take the armor off. I'm 5'6",
Yeah.
280,
I'd rather you not.
or 128. I don't know how to do math or read numbers.
I'm 5'7" and 150 pounds, so yes, I'm
Well,
definitely.
I am smaller than you.
You're shorter.
Oh, you
but-
guys are not very
I'm
tall.
128. We're elves.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
128.
Elves run a little shorter, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Santa style.
Okay, well, either draw lots or figure it out.
Can I fit down it with my armor, Scott?
Well, you don't know. You have to go up to figure out if you would fit.
I'd imagine we have climbed up there at this point, and me and Vaz are looking down, debating.
Okay, so if you're up there, if you did, you have a feeling you would just fall in. Like, there wouldn't be much climbing.
Okay.
It would be more like
I want to
sliding.
get my armor would not get stuck.
I'll go down.
No, but it would weigh you down and make it very hard to climb itself, and it would make you slick against the sides of the stone.
We have rope.
I was gonna say yes. Let's use some rope.
Or you
I'll
can
wrap
use
it
rope.
around my waist. And you guys kind of lower me down.
Okay.
Sure, I'll have to climb onto the rooftop then.
I think. How tall is? How many feet is the roof? Because if we have like 50 foot of rope, I'm sure that'd be enough to go.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to go down. You could just do it from the thing. Just slowly let me down in there.
Okay. All right. Well, we're down here. Moore can't tell us if we're going too fast.
Oh, it's Vezra going in.
I'll tap
Well,
my
he's
hand
watching
and
you.
Oh.
Take the blessings of Akor with you and give you some guidance.
And as they slide me down, I'll kind of shimmy with it, to make sure I don't go too fast.
Yeah, you get totally filthy. And let's take a break real quick. And we'll come back in 5.
Oh no, you've ruined my robes.
What here? You don't know prestidigitation. What kind of mage are you?
I will do that actually.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you, Waffles. Oh, I think I have your mics off. I should fix that before I do that. Yep.
Got too flustered.
Welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Waffles Maple Syrup. We are just coming back from a break. We were gone for just a few minutes, and it has been a crazy night of heavy emotion. I think. I'm not really sure.
Mystery and intrigue, guys.
At least
I mean, at least for Fanny, it has been.
Poor Fanny the gnome.
Poor Fanny. She's
Is her last
she's
name
having a-
Price?
no, it's Nimin. Yep,
Fanny Nimin.
Fanny Nimin.
So,
Poor
I think we
gnome.
left off with you guys dropping me down into Awok's house through the chimney.
Lowering you slowly into the depths.
Like
You know,
Santa
for some
Claus.
reason, this reminds me of Winter's Eve.
A much more smug Santa Claus.
A younger, fearless.
I say we just let go of the rope.
And you descend.
I was like, let's just drop him a little bit to give him a jolt. So like, she's gonna let go for like a second just so he goes.
Oh yeah, you totally are. Whoa!
What are you doing out there? You trying to kill me?
We're being attacked by a pack of wolves.
On the roof.
Hold on to the rope until I'm down and then fight the wolves.
So your feet get to the bottom. There's wood still left in the fireplace, but it's just there, and so you kind of have to step around it to get low enough to get through. And you're in. And it's dark, but you
I
can
step
see.
in. Yes, I can see, and I look at myself and I realize this is not any way for noble to look, and I will immediately cast prestidigitation on myself to clean up my robes and my face so that way I look proper and presentable before I open the door for my companions.
Make me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
What? It's just a
That's
perception
never-
check.
I rolled a 16, and I think I have a +3,
Okay.
so 19.
And you think you hear like a
Like below me?
yeah from somewhere in the house. It's a decent sized house, and if you remember it, it's 2 stories. There's the ground floor and then the basement.
Yes. I will immediately open the door and say, somebody's downstairs.
Charge down to the basement. No, I'm kidding.
So you open the door and the 3 of them are there and are able to come out or come in. I mean,
Put a hand on my axe.
okay.
I will step and wait for Eslov to take the lead.
Okay.
Which I will. Kind of as quietly as my big dumb feet allow me to. I'll make my way over to the basement door and I'll start to walk downstairs.
And you get to the door and it is slightly cracked.
Have we ever been down there before?
You
Yes.
have.
Is there any way out other than that door?
Not that we were shown.
Well, yeah, there's the potential of going out the balcony way, but you'd have to jump off the balcony.
From the
Which-
from below?
Right,
The
which
basement?
is right in the basement. There's a balcony that sticks out from the house,
Yeah,
And-
it's a cliffside.
but it's a cliffside, so you'd have to
I'll
jump
lean
potentially
over.
to your death.
I'll lean over and I'll whisper to Dwayne, can you make yourself look like Jasmine? I can't hear you. Are you muted?
She doesn't look muted.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure, I can do that. So she.
Yes. See if he's down there. See if you can make him quickly, think that you're his friend that he's waiting for.
Sure. Okay.
Be right behind you.
Okay, so she'll open the door and kind of peek through the crack. Do I see anything?
Yeah, when you look down the crack, you don't see anything because there's a stairway that goes down into the room, but you hear.
Okay, well, she's gonna go down the stairs.
And you're in the, and you look like Jasmine now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And go down the stairs. Is there another door, or is it just a doorway?
It is just an opening to the.
Okay,
to the
so
basement.
she'll just walk
that's
down.
right. You've not been in this basement.
Nope, I haven't been here.
Okay. So when you go down, you can see that there's some light down there from a lantern or a torch or something, and you hear shuffling, like somebody moving around or moving things around in there. And from your perspective coming down, you can see that there's some tables that have like just books on them all over the place and scrolls, and on one wall against that you can see on the other side of the room there's some kind of a board made of like jet that has writing on it that
Okay.
things you don't really know, but you know that the person who lives here is pretty smart. Actually, you do know Awak. You just haven't
Yeah.
been in here, so
Yeah, I know Awak's not his basement.
yeah. So
No,
this is
Okay.
not the basement.
this is
So-
his study, and it's very messy, full of books and scrolls and stuff all over the place. And you can see light from a place off where you can see. Like you'd have to go all the way down the stairs.
Okay, so she'll go into the basement area and then crawl out, trying to sound like Jasmine. She'll ask for, how does she sound? Let me think about this. Hello? Awak?
What? Who's
Awak, are you home?
there? And you see the light go up from somebody lifting a lamp or something, and then somebody walks to the side, and you, if it wasn't for the light between him and you, or her and you would be able to see who it was, but all you see is the light. Oh, my God, Jasmine, you scared me. And this person puts the lamp down, and it's a city guard. And he goes, I haven't found what you're looking for yet. Your brother helped me get in, and then I've been looking for almost 2 days now. I can't find the information you were looking for. I'll find it though, I promise. I will find it.
Well, where have you looked so far?
I've been looking through all the books trying to find the notes on the stars, but I haven't found that book yet. I found, oh my God, I can't even understand the stuff that he reads. It makes no sense to me, but that's not what I'm here for, obviously. By the way, you look really nice tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Well
Put
rested.
more time into my hair.
So that stack of books are the ones I've looked through. The ones over there, and the stack that he hasn't looked through is like 3 times the size of the one he has looked through. And
Okay. So he said, book of like stars.
yeah, the something about the stars. He didn't say exactly what it was with the stars. The dates. I'm looking. I mean, you know what I'm looking for, but maybe you would actually know what it looks like better than I would.
Well, things were falling behind of schedule, so I charmed a few more people into our cause.
What do you mean,
Okay.
charm people? I don't understand.
Oh, well, just chatted them up a bit.
Oh,
Who can say no to a pretty girl like me?
nobody, obviously.
Then she'll
couldn't.
like,
And he laughs at himself.
and then she'll like run her finger like down his little chest plate and just sort of like, I don't know, flirt with him a little bit.
Yeah, he closes
Say,
his
like,
eyes when you touch him. He's like, oh my God. Thank
Oh,
you.
you look so dashing in your little armor today.
He stands up as tall as he can.
She'll,
Your
like,
little armor.
We're all up on the side of the thing listening to this, like wow, she plays this really well.
and then she'll like bring her finger like under his chin and just sort of like, I'll have to reward you later for your hard work.
And his eyes just go wide, and he just, I'll work faster, I promise. I'm going to find it.
Oh,
And
I count on it.
He seems to be, his feet seem to be stuck to the ground at the moment. Like, he's just so enamored with the moment.
Veslav is just laughing to himself.
And then he
just,
catches himself. Let me get the next book. And he starts rushing through, like, this one's not full of numbers, and he puts it over there. And these books are really heavy. There's like very few books that are small and light. These are tomes of knowledge.
So at this point, since she kind of said that I think we're safe to go down. I'll whisper it to you, guys.
Yeah, she'll call over. I'll bring him in right now just to make things a little easier for you. Been doing so good so far. You can come in now. Come join the little party.
I'll just thump down the stairs. Bust my way in.
Oh, you all work with Jasmine too?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Something like that.
We came to an understanding.
I hope
Yeah,
not the same understanding that we have.
Oh no, she'll lean over and like, she'll like grab his butt and give it a little squeeze.
His eyes bug out. What?
You're still my favorite.
Just for this guy, is this one of the guards that we've met in the tower?
Yes.
The
You've
one
seen
that
him.
was like enchanted by her.
Yep.
Okay. So, now I know we know what we're looking for, but I'm curious to see if you're as impressive as the lady here says, and if you can give us exact details as to what you were told you were looking for.
Yes. I need to find the book that has the star charts with the dates that mark all of the ascensions, and apparently there are other dates in between them that are important, but I don't know what they mean or what they're for.
And Aota sent you here? Helped you get in?
What?
What's his name?
Or Gothe?
Aita.
Aitas.
Aetus. Was it Aetus that helped you get in here? Or was it somebody else?
Yes, Aitas. He let me in, and then he locked the door to make sure nobody would come in. Obviously, Jasmine is...
Yes,
And-
of course. Jasmine's brother, Aetus. Yes. Good. Making sure that you, from what we know, you are on the up and up.
Are you here to help? I really need to get through all these. We should get... You know what? I don't want any help. This is my task.
You just want all the reward.
That's right. I do want the reward. I'm showing that I know what to do here to make sure that
No.
the things you need get done. Right, Jasmine? And he smiles at you and he goes to the next book.
This poor guy.
Poor guy. I'll just go over to him and I'll put my hand on his shoulder and be like, oh, just let him help out a little bit. You know, once we find what we want, you and I could have our time together.
All right, you can all take a book and start looking. All those have been looked through. These are the ones that are left. And the ones that are left are like 3 times the number of the books that are not gone through.
All right.
And he starts thumbing through them.
I'm gonna pull out my star chart and then show it to him and ask, are you looking for something like this?
Those are star charts, right? But there should be a book with some things like that. And it should have
All right,
dates
I see.
with it.
Okay, I just want him to understand.
Yes, like that.
Eslov, if I know that this isn't really something you enjoy doing, I don't know if you want to help with this, or keep an eye out to make sure nobody else shows up. Whatever you feel more comfortable with doing, more than welcome. I don't know. I just given you an out if you don't want to do books.
No, he is interested in star charts. He can just look through until he finds the pretty pictures
That works.
that have the weird squiggles on them.
Are one of you going to kill Awok for me if he arrives?
That's me.
Or perhaps we
That's
can
why I
convince
brought
him.
over some muscle.
Well, Jasmine can always talk.
I
to him
have
and
muscle
convince him.
too.
Yes, but I need you here. I need your big brain too.
How big are his muscles?
They're pretty average.
I'm gonna flex right after he flexes, so he can see.
His smile to Jasmine drops a little bit.
I want to lean over to Vazarin and just be like, we could just leave a note on the door telling Awok not to go in, and let him find the book while we find Aedes.
Or leave a note saying, see, if we leave a note, then if Aedes comes here, then he might see the note and know something's up.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I mean, he's probably gonna know something's up.
I mean,
either
I can
way.
just go. I mean, she'll come over and be like, I can just look out. I can just stand watch outside.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that we have a lot to do. I don't know if I want to stand here looking through the books.
Well, if we're all looking, it might go quicker. So instead of us talking, let's at least take an attempt before we head off.
Well, we have an hour to spare.
All right.
I'm gonna start looking through books for the pretty pictures.
So will Vezrin.
And after a while, somebody, let's see if it's him or one of you guys, who gets the trophy. Oh no, Vesrin found the book.
Oh.
It's only natural that I, with my background and knowledge, would do so.
And he comes over to you. Let me see that a second. And he reaches for it.
I'll say, and I'll hold it for a second as he grabs it and say, "How bad do you want to give this to her yourself?"
All right, that's exactly what I want to do. Please, if you don't mind.
If I give this to you to give to her, what will you do for me?
Name your price. I mean,
Your left hand.
you see her, right?
Oh, yes, I see. Very lovely.
Fire flip.
Very lovely. And he pulls the book out of your hand.
I'll
I found the book.
fight him for it. Just to mess with him.
Okay.
Actually, what I want to do is, as he's yanking on the book, I want to give it a little pull, and then as he yanks real hard, just let it go, so he stumbles back.
Okay. All right. He stumbles. He actually falls against the table and
I said,
whoa!
"Oh, I found the book." He has the book. I gave it to him.
And he looks
You
at
had
you
your chance.
with eyes of
And I look at him back and said, "You had your chance."
here's the book, Jasmine. And he hands it to you. And when he does, he makes sure that his hand is in a position where it's easy for your hand to touch his when you take the book.
Oh, yeah, okay. So she'll just lean into that. She'll just take the book and, she'll, put her hands over his hands and look into his eyes and be like, oh, I knew I could count on you. And then she'll, just, caress his cheek and take the book.
The rest of you may want to leave now.
I certainly do.
Lady Jasmine, I do believe that we have some things that you wanted to attend to once we found this. Did you want to schedule a time and place to meet with him? I'm really trying to keep you on the schedule that you told me was important.
It's true. My brother can be quite pushy. And she'll, play with his hair and be like, how about we meet tonight at the Red Gate? And I'll give you your reward.
I'll go there right away.
I look
Yeah.
forward to seeing you.
What,
Make sure you get nice and hammered.
Oh no, I won't remember everything. I'm not going to get hammered tonight. I'll get hammered tomorrow night.
Trust me, with Jasmine, you'll want to.
And he picks up the lantern. I guess we should get out of here. Oh no, I gotta wait for AWOC to arrive.
No,
It's all right. I'll take care of it. That's why I'm here, after all.
You're gonna. Oh, okay. You're gonna stay and take
Don't
that.
worry. Yeah, we want to keep up appearances, so.
Excellent. Good job. You have such great ideas. It's kind of amazing.
You know, you're too much.
I guess
Well,
I can't say the word that he is
No, you
anymore
can't.
on Twitch.
No, you can't. That word is so bad. Apparently.
Does he leave?
And he heads out.
As soon as he leaves, I am so glad that I suggested you do that. I don't know where that came from, but it made
What
this so much easier.
a creep.
Well,
You've learned so much.
He's quite well. I mean, I've had my own share of lovers, but he's been pretty smitten by Jasmine.
He's intense.
what
I mean,
disturbs me?
He's just as intense as any other charmed person we've run into, if you ask me.
Well, everywhere you've
Everyone-
seen, anybody that's been charmed, I mean, they're all a mess.
Yeah, they're all just a complete mess.
What concerns me, though, is this one was so charmed that he was going to stay here and kill an elder of the city.
Yeah, that's quite concerning.
I pull out a baked good and start eating it.
Do you have any more of those?
I have a couple.
Yes. Here you go.
Thank you.
I'll start eating my crackers with honey.
Morkant, do you feel left out?
No, I'm quite fine. Are we breaking for lunch? Because we still have quite a bit more places to go.
Well,
No,
I
just-
want to
I
make
think
sure
we can
Ewok's okay. We said we'd kill him, so we have to make sure that he disappears for a while.
We should probably wait here for him to arrive so we can tell him.
We don't know when he's going to arrive.
Is he due around today?
You
Is
don't
he
know.
due?
You don't
We
know.
have to find him somehow because he's
Well, we
being
might.
hunted.
Yeah, we might need to split up.
Perhaps we leave a note for him from us, apologizing for having to come in, and that we can explain it, but he needs to stay hidden until we arrive.
We know the road he's coming in on. We could go and speak with the guard and tell them to inform AWOC.
But we don't know if we can trust the god. This
Who can we
one's been
trust?
influenced. We don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
how
We should
to-
go find him ourselves.
I think we leave a note here on the door, telling him once he comes in here, do not leave to trust us. On his
But
desk,
then what
on
if
his table.
one
On
of
his table.
Jasmine's lackeys comes to case the place?
At this moment, we
They
don't have a
find the
reason to
note.
believe that they will.
Well, they were just here.
I mean,
If he doesn't get his due from Jasmine, he might come back here. Which we know he won't get his due.
well, we could come back a little bit
I mean,
later
I'm not.
today.
I mean, I wouldn't. It's fine.
Well, what I'm suggesting is that we leave the note for now, go take care of our stuff, and we can make a roundabout today and stay here until he comes. That way we can ensure that nothing happens to him once he gets home.
Sure, that sounds good.
So Vezran will write a note, and I will
Okay.
put it on his desk, like so, in a place. As soon as he comes home, he'll see it, kind of thing.
Okay.
Apologizing
Alright.
for us coming in, but informing him that it was good that we did because we just saved his life.
Well, he's a bit of a neatnik. You could put it almost anywhere, and he would see it almost right away.
So then we should put it somewhere obscure where no one
Upstairs.
else would see it.
Yeah, and I'll leave a note saying, on the note also I'll tell him stay hidden. It's for your own safety until we come back.
Okay. Leave the note.
Even from the guard.
Yeah, even from the
Signed.
guard. Don't trust anyone right now.
We need a name for the party. I just realized that.
You do.
We gotta start thinking of one.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to come up with a
Magic-
cool one tonight. but-
Madric's mercenaries. No, I'm just kidding.
No. No.
No, no.
So you
No.
you leave the note. What are you doing after you leave your note? Where are you going?
Fun to go to the other elder.
Eslove's escapade.
Escapades.
Escapade. Tomato.
So you go to the other elder, Anise Van Gretten. And she lives in this part of the town also. This is kind of a wealthier part of town that overlooks the sea and like a lot of waterfront homes and stuff. And so you go a couple of blocks over and Morkant knows where the homes of all of the elders are. He knows where her home is. And you arrive.
We'll walk in, knock on the door.
And you hear, when you get up close to the door, you hear like hammering and stuff like that going on in there.
I'll lean into Morcant and be like, before we go in here, just so I don't forget, perhaps when we leave here we should inform the captain of the guard about his charmed soldier. Not to necessarily arrest him, but to keep an eye on him closely.
Now that we know the captain of the guard isn't charmed himself.
So far
himself.
he hasn't shown himself to be, but if that's the case, well, I'm sure we'll learn as we go.
I just think we should keep more stuff a secret.
Don't want this guy killing some innocent people because, Aero told him to.
We have to find out some way we can test him.
Have her appear as Jasmine in front of the captain. See how he
Exactly.
reacts.
I kind of like
I was-
that
I
one
was-
today, just saying.
I could do it as well, but I won't have the voice for it.
Okay,
just
well,
have to
we'll
have
just have
the
to do
confidence.
ventriloquism from afar. And
Well, the idea is that we may want to try to find out so we can try to keep an eye on this. Just something for us to think about.
Are you staying in the form of Jasmine while you move about?
no, she dropped it as soon as we went outside.
It's too sickening. All right.
Imagine, like, we probably spent, like, almost an hour in there anyway.
Yeah, probably a little more even. And,
Anise?
and the door opens, and there's some dwarf there. What can I do for you?
I am Morkant von Amstel from the Soul. I am looking for Miss Van Grotten.
And he looks back, and there's some other people in there, and they're all working on the floor. Is Miss Van Gretten around somewhere? And somebody's, I don't know, I think she's upstairs.
And I'll just start walking in when someone says upstairs. Very assertive-esque.
All right.
Oh,
Follow.
okay. All
I'll
right.
look in. The floor work being done. Does it look exquisite the way they're doing the floors?
The floors look like they're really nice. Yes.
Oh, lovely work. Who
It's really
who
nice.
orchestrated all this?
Desher.
Who is Desha? I've met Desha.
He's around here somewhere. He was just here, I thought. Have you guys seen Desher? I think he went upstairs. Maybe he's getting paid. I don't know.
Sounds like we need to go upstairs. The lady of the house and Desher are both there. Upstairs.
And you go upstairs, and as you get to the landing at the top, you hear moaning, and not of pain.
Is it like?
Maybe we should
Amber.
come
Is it
back
like?
another
Is it like?
It's like amorous moaning.
I'll slightly louder than necessary clear my throat. The Morkant von Amstel from the Soul is here.
And the door cracks a little bit, and you see a guy maybe 5'8" or 9", and when he's standing there,
Eslove's
he's
doing
not
this.
he's not trying to hide himself. What do you
Is
need?
that a euphemism?
Yeah. He's just standing in the crack and blocking it with the center of his body.
I come with a member of House Magic. We're looking for the elders. Awok appears to not be in town. We need Mrs. Von Gren to talk right now.
She's a little tied up right now.
We'll untie her. This is business of the soul.
I'll just push the door open.
Everyone's just like
And you push the door
trying
open.
to not laugh.
You push the door open, and she's actually tied.
Like, against her will looking, or...
Or like sexy.
Like sexy.
Like,
and,
is this a pro tie or an anti-tie?
And there are, but you also see a little bit of blood on like her neck and like bites. Excuse me, he kind of backs away and tries to interpose himself between you and her.
What?
This is a private moment, don't you think?
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
The carpenter is glowing.
I knew it.
Huh.
I
You
knew
know, you got a nice magical glow to you, Mr. Desher.
Is
And when
there
she says
something
that,
I could
or-
throw over her to give her some dignity?
And as she says that, I kind of look at her and I go, or is it I can never say his name. Aiet or Ergotha? I'm not sure.
And he
Or
backs
40.
away from you. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And then he starts saying something under his breath.
I'm
Making
casting.
initiative rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I cover her dignity at all?
You did. You threw a sheet over her.
Very nice. Priorities.
It's going to be a 15 from me, Scott.
Wow.
14 for me.
We have turn economy. Yay.
Who was 15?
Me.
Okay.
The big one.
Who was 14?
Vezrin.
Vezrin. Morkan.
Alright.
Small one.
17.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. We all got some good rolls this time.
Uh-huh.
What did you get, Morkant? I didn't hear yours.
17.
Damn. Oh my
I
god.
wonder what I'm going to do on my turn.
And we're at 20.
Okay, I'm gonna grapple this guy.
You beat me to it.
I'm gonna grapple
I know,
this
that's
guy.
all you guys always want to grab everybody.
Everyone tackle the naked man.
It's so easy to do though.
Not
because you
good,
just-
okay.
I love the idea, but remember, these guys keep disappearing out of our hands very easily. It might just.
That's true.
How many?
Still
how
want
many
to
entrances?
tackle.
How many exits are there in this room?
There's the door and then a window. And the window has glass and panes.
Morkant, go stand in front of the window.
I'm going to tend to the girl who is bleeding.
I just
Nice.
rolled a 13.
And he slips aside and shoves at you when you do to try and keep back from you. And he keeps trying to back into the room, but we're now at 17.
I'm going to head over to the woman and just inspect where the blood's coming from and make sure that she's physically all right.
She's got bites, no like fang marks, just bites, and some of them have broken. And there's some blood that's coming out. It's not like a vampire bite. There's no like holes like that. It really is more like
Human bite.
amorous human biting, but a little rough.
I'm just going to look up at him, and it's like, it's probably best you show us your true form and we just talk about this. And that'll be my turn.
Eslov.
I will grapple.
Grapple. You're so grapply.
Everyone grab the naked man.
I'm melting his face off on my turn, just so you guys know.
Make your grapple.
Eslav is not feeling very strong today because he rolled an 8.
Yeah, you missed.
That's great
14.
because I'm casting Chromatic Orb at 2nd level.
Okay.
And
Not
I'm
messing
going-
around.
No,
Oh.
I am not. And I'm going. What did I use last time on him? Was it lightning or acid? I think it was acid. Acid. I'm going to stick with acid because I know it worked last time.
Okay.
I got a 16.
And that'll hit.
I'm like, I don't want to hit her, like, tear up her house. Okay. And that is going to be 4d8. So the first two is 9 and 8, so 17 points of damage of acid.
Wow, nice.
As I literally
really
try to
good
melt
hit.
off his face.
Yep.
I begin casting and I throw the ball right in his face.
And he snaps his fingers, and you see, just for a moment, this flash come from his hand to the center of the room, and flames engulf the room.
God damn it. Oh, this fucking jackass.
Well, he's done it in the past,
He did it to me already.
so make your deck save.
Can I, like, not make the dex save instead to try and protect the woman?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll roll dex for that and just take full damage.
Okay. you take-
15.
Deck save,
anyone who-
14.
Yeah, the flames just rip through the room. Anybody who makes their save takes. Anyone who misses their save takes 22 points of fire damage. Anyone who misses takes
22?
11. 22.
What's
yeah.
the save?
I'm going to eliminate you today. Say goodbye to this world. And
What's
we're
the
back.
save?
And we're back to. Make your deck.
was-
Oh,
No,
it's
no,
a-
what was the DC?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 12.
Okay, I made
Yep,
one. So
nope,
11,
didn't
right?
make it.
So I did make the to protect her. Whatever
Yeah,
damage
yeah.
she takes is whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll take the full.
Yeah, you
Okay,
cover
now I'm
her.
a bit.
And
Now
I-
I'm a bit upset.
Can I yell one thing? Stop grappling him and kill him.
And we're back up to 20. Caradwin.
Oh, there's something in my eye, Morgan.
Okay, so I
Howdy fire.
Right back at you.
I want to grab the lady and take her out of the room.
Okay. Is Morcant down?
Well,
by the
she's
way?
tied up.
No, Markham's
okay.
just hurt.
And
I will
Morkant is on
take
top of her.
I will take my dagger out and I will use my action to cut the ropes.
Ah, okay.
And then can I bonus action heal myself with healing word?
You can.
Okay.
17 Morkant.
Yeah, Morkant's not particularly happy. Much like Vazarin, Morkant's going to... Is there a way at which I can center shatter on him without hitting anyone else?
Yeah, he backed away from everybody.
Yeah, I'll try to shatter him.
Oh, shatter him.
Yeah, like his skull or whatnot.
I don't know why. Whenever I see Morcon get mad and do stuff, I just visualize unlimited power. You know, because he's always so nice. And then when he does something like that, I just see him like go aggressive mode, like aggro.
I mean, it really is, because I'm going to use my divine, my channel divinity, which will do full damage because it's thunder.
He missed his con save.
So 3d8 full damage.
Yep.
Nice.
24.
I mean, it's a big, loud,
24.
cracking
Oh, yeah.
bang.
Especially in a small room. Well, it's a big
Probably
bang for
things
relatively.
flying,
But,
vases breaking, just a very pissed off, bloody, burnt Morkant with his hand out, saying a prayer, and just complete destruction, focusing on the center of him.
I imagine all like the items surrounding him are also just destroyed.
Roll
That's
your
what the
damage.
spell literally does.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine just lightning exploding out of this side of a house.
Yeah, walls blowing out, wind glass from the windows flying in, like everything.
With-
Roll your
so with your
damage.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
using my channel divinity, so I get maximum damage.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
24.
Yep.
Yeah. Not messing around.
No, it's time to kill this. You know what?
Wow. He backs away and his wings start to sprout out.
I told you
15.
it's best to try and talk.
There's no talking now.
15 Eslov.
Eslov will begin his rage. And with his axe out, he will walk towards him and say, Rick Tiga, Drakar Dodar, and then take a big ol' swing.
Swing.
Hablo Espanol?
That is a nat 20. Scott?
Yeah.
Oh!
Is this
Yeah.
the magic?
Okay. Roll your
Okay.
damage and tell me when you're done rolling your damage.
Wait, which axe is it, Esloff? Is
The
it your
big
new
one,
one?
of course.
This new one.
Uh-oh. It did it explodes and kills him. No. You did get a cursed item.
That is a good roll. So that is about 28. Yeah, 28 damage.
Okay.
And that is Swedish for real dragon's kill.
Now, on top of that, when the blade strikes him, it blasts out this blinding light that does an additional 68 or 86 of damage.
Cool.
Okay? Well, let me just...
And everyone
Light?
else in
Like,
the room,
like radiant light?
yes,
8d6?
and everyone else in the room takes 2d6 of radiant damage.
That's another 33 damage on him.
Can I do the same thing that Morkant did and try to protect this lady?
You can.
Take the
And
okay,
you
I'm
take
gonna
the
like
full-
just take the full brunt and hope.
So the rest of you take.
Wait, that's doubled, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
Is it
correct.
doubled on us because you critted him, but does it crit
Oh.
us?
And
Or is
the
it
rest
just
of you
two-
take the residual radiant damage. You take the rest of you in the area in the room take 5 points, unless you make
Okay.
Okay,
let's say
so do you want me to roll again
Dex
and double
save.
it, or do you want Scott? I forgot to double the that roll. Do you want me to roll again and double it?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just take?
What's
one?
the
Okay.
save?
I mean, it doesn't matter because that hit was enough to put him over. We'll just say you doubled
That's-
it. You don't need to roll it unless you want to roll
Okay,
all
so
the
that's
extra
six.
damage.
That's 66. That is 66 radiant damage.
Yeah, that was just boom, and the room just lights up like it becomes like heaven for a moment of pain, and then it comes back down all of a sudden.
What was
So
the
do we-
DC? I missed the DC. I want to make sure if I saved it or not.
Yeah, me too.
Also, that's plus range damage, which I forgot to add as well.
So
That's
not
3 extra
necessary.
range damage too. What?
That's so
How
not
much
necessary.
damage do we take?
So
Yeah.
you guys,
What's the
the
save?
blast is 66. Whatever that is, Scott, tell them.
The rest of the people in the room only took 5 points unless they make a dex save, in which case they take 2.
Well, what's your
Just so
save?
you
Against-
guys
against-
know.
What? Against a 10.
Like, oh yeah, I made
Okay.
it.
Just
So
so
when
you
the
know,
light
I have
clears-
4 HP right now.
I'm actually at 6 HP.
I'm at-
I rolled an 11. I live.
So
Does he still
Eslo,
exist in front of me?
how do you
He's
want
still there.
how do you want to end this?
Okay, well, he walks forward and he says in Draconic, real dragons kill. And he strikes him, I guess, in the shoulder blade. And this time he doesn't give a shit whether or not it rips through him. And it does.
Oh,
It goes
does.
straight from his shoulder blade, and it leaves like at his hip bone. And then a split second later, it just boom.
I love that was the first use of your axe was a nat 20. That was beautiful. And
Great.
and his eyes open up for a moment, and then he just drops.
I stare directly
and you
into
can see
his
it
eyes.
burned, like the radiant heat burned him, and he just falls to the ground in front of you. Wings partly sprouted, claws out, and he just drops. And
I'm gonna turn around
and
and say,
you realize that the woman on the bed is still screaming. And you didn't even know she started screaming, but it seems like she started when this started happening. And you just now realize that all you hear is her scream.
Yeah.
Ow.
That was a nice axe, but I could use some healing. Just saying.
Yeah, let's just take 10 minutes, and I'll do a little prayer.
If I could search his body for anything of information of value, anything that, a clue, or even if, magic item, anything, I don't care. I'm just seeing what he has on him that might be useful to us.
He has 2 rings that are on him,
I'll take those off.
and he has
don't mind if I do.
and he has a few potions in his clothes off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I will stand guard for these 10 minutes. I will try and keep anyone out of the room. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of curious people. I'm just going to tell them that it's,
Part of the
state
plan.
affairs.
They all ran when they heard the boom from the shatter. Nobody
Okay.
stayed downstairs. They took off.
We should get the city
Well, I'm just gonna stand by the door anyway, and I'm gonna put down the new axe because I don't really want to mess with it anymore.
Question real quick. Is the room still on fire, or when he died, did the magic go out?
Oh no, the room still has some fire.
I will fight
if-
that fire then.
I was going to say, I know you can do the dragon breath, but I have the spell dragon breath, and I can pick cold. If we use that, can we use cold breath without hurting
Yeah.
anybody to put the fire out?
Sure.
I'll do that then. I'll help them do that.
Oh my God, you're like a volunteer fire department.
Yeah.
My
We clean
healing,
up after ourselves.
my prayer of healing did 20.
Yay. Oh,
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 God.
that was a good one.
thank you.
Yeah, I was very happy with my rolls.
Oh, I'm still hurt, but I'm good. I mean, HP-wise, I'm good, but I'm just...
What was that? And I look over at the axe.
Well, I didn't get a chance to identify it yet, but I think
Do you think you have
It does
time
really-
right now?
I could sit down and do that. I want to check these rings and these potions out as well.
Yeah.
How is Lady
Is
Anita?
everyone?
Yes, check. Okay, when you check on her...
She's
I'll
been
check
screaming this
on
whole
her.
time.
Wait, did you include her in the prayer of healing too?
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
This has been the biggest cock block in the history of D&D.
Totally.
Like, you were with me on that one, because that's why I put Sidorf on. I said, this is him. It's him. It's got to
Yeah.
be him.
I
And
just
you know what
wanted
gave
to
it
be
away?
in good a position as possible. It was
And what
one
gave
of
it
them.
What gave it away for me was when he said that he didn't do work, he just directed everybody else to do the work. I said, this guy has everybody charmed, and the entrance into his little theme came out by the Deshers. Desher's probably one of his covers. And then when he was upstairs doing the deed, I was like, oh yes. Oh yes. I love that she was on it. She's like, I'm detecting magic.
Yes. Like, oh, that was quick. I didn't think that would happen so quickly. I thought it would happen. I didn't think it would happen the moment we walked in the room.
Like, every dice roll was our friend on that, too, right from
Yeah,
initiative.
my
Dip.
God. 20, 17, 15, 14.
The D&D gods wanted this guy dead.
Yeah,
It did.
they all agreed.
What
He was
happened?
not
Down.
escaping this time.
What happened in here? What?
The
Really confused.
gentleman,
Is
the
this-
gentleman
is this-
you were sleeping with was the devil, and we had to kill him.
He's
He's
a
I
been-
hold up the wings, the
He's
bat
a
wings.
fiend.
Oh, she can see that now. She's very confused all around.
Do
And
you
we're-
remember Desher?
Yeah, I saw him turn into that thing right in front
Okay,
of
you
me.
just glad we're on the right page. I don't even know where to start.
if you ever seen Desher and Aetus in the same room,
No,
curiosity.
no.
We just killed a lot of people's boyfriend.
Yes.
I wonder if that
Desher-
broke the.
I was curious of that. Desher was Aetus, who was also a demon or fiend known as Argotha, who was the brother of Jezra, who was also Jasmine. And together they were charming all the artists in the city and convincing all you people to have affairs with them.
To
And
get
we
them,
just yes. we
and they're
just
trying
saved
to
you.
make like a super artist.
Oh my God, my husband's gonna come home any moment too.
I'm going
Falls into
to
your
Okay,
tell her
well,
like kind of look the other direction so she can get somewhat decent.
Well, her
Like-
So
feet are tied.
so-
She's got untied.
So here's what happened. Desher came in here and was extremely nasty to you. We heard the commotion. We came up and stopped him from trying to harm you. Your husband doesn't need to know that you were under the spell. It's just useless, and it's only going to damage your relationship when you had no power over the magic that was influencing you.
Yeah, and
Thank
that's
you.
a good idea. He, came here and threatened you, said maybe he wanted more money for the job, and you said no, this is what we agreed to, and we came in and helped you, and it turned out he also happened to be a demon.
I
Now
don't even
everything
know why I
is
did
destroyed
that.
and on
I'm
fire.
happily married. This
Well,
makes no sense.
Magic has a strong pull on the mind.
And
not
she
the-
starts like pulling clothes on herself.
If you want, we can take the body and move it downstairs if you prefer, and that way you don't have to look upon it. And we
Take
can
it
get
out.
behind
I
it
don't even need
proper.
it downstairs. You can take it out of my house.
Would you like us to contact the city guard as well, or would you rather keep this matter more private?
And then from downstairs you hear,
I will go
Ma'am?
down and open the door.
and you see that there's a couple of city guards at the door. We heard something, some kind of a boom.
I'll go downstairs and tell them, call for your captain, and the rest of you stand outside. We will let him know what's happened here.
You're Eslov, right? He says to you.
That's
Eslov.
correct.
Not to Eslov, because Eslov is there too.
What, to me?
Yes.
No.
Not to Eslov.
Do I know
Yes,
you?
I'm Eslov.
No, but we've seen you. We've been talking about you. The rest of the guard. The other guard takes off to go get the captain. The captain told
good things,
told us
I hope.
that if we hear anything from any of you guys, that we have to get him right away. Is everything
That's
okay in
correct.
here? Do you need help inside?
No, everything is not okay, and no, we do not need help right now.
At this moment, we just need to speak with the captain before we proceed any further. No innocents are in danger at this time.
Everything will be fine, but something important happened.
I'll still be with the lady. Do you have like a sheet that we could keep forever so we can put it over him?
And
That's
she
the sheet you were
pulls
using?
the sheet off the bed, and she kind of tosses it without looking at it, like disgusted
I'm
in
just
her
gonna-
own sheet.
I'm just kind of like roll him up in the sheet and then bring him and put him on my shoulder and bring him down.
Grab bits and parts of him from around the room.
Just tuck it in and we'll like just tie him up in a nice little bag.
By the way, while we're waiting on them, I will identify the axe, and if I have time, I'll try to identify the other items as well to see if any of them are magical.
Okay.
I wonder if the axe is magical.
I'm not sure. It could be.
Well,
Explosion on crit is my guess.
you can tell that it's magical. You can't tell necessarily what it does, but you do remember that it has some runes from the time before that Caradwin could read, but she didn't spend the time to decipher them exactly, but she is able to read them
So
slowly.
even with identify, because this is so old, it's not able
Yes.
to.
Yep.
Interesting. Julian,
What does
you
it
say you
look
want to
like, by the
spend
way?
time-
Or were you going to give me freedom in deciding how it
I'll
looks?
let you decide how your badass axe looks.
Okay, thank you.
I'll turn to Dwayne when she comes down. This might be more something you might be able to discover. This is from the time before, so the magic that I identify doesn't work on this. Perhaps if you study the runes, you might be able to find more information about what this weapon does.
Sure, she'll just drop the body and then take out her glasses and start looking at it. Okay.
And while she's doing that, I'll do the other stuff.
Okay.
I'll spend some time with the axe.
And over a little bit of time, you can decipher that the runes say "Fire of the Morning."
And it's in ancient Elixian.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, this roughly translates to "Fire of the Morning," which we can aptly say is aptly named, given its
Clearly.
radiance. I think it's safe to assume that whatever it hits also does an additional radiant damage, but we might want to be a bit further back from you if we don't want to get caught in splash damage.
It seems as though further testing will be had to figure out what exactly it does.
Yeah, it just tells me the name, not an instruction manual.
The potions are healing potions.
Just straight healing, or?
No, they're hold on, I gotta look at my stuff.
I put a picture in Discord, Scott, of what the axe looks like, and you can pull that up if you'd like.
I see it. Awesome. Looks cool.
Not going too crazy with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't glow or anything. It's just unless it hits something, apparently.
Yeah, it has some embellishment. Yeah, that's nice. That's not
Right.
too much.
The potions. There are 2 cure wounds, and there's 1 mass cure wounds.
How does that work? The potion.
The big potion we all drink from, I guess.
We gotta pass it around.
Yeah, take a little chug each.
All right, so that's two of the potions, and then are the rings anything? Or are they just rings?
No, they're magical. The first one, hold on. It looks like it fits over 2 fingers rather than a single finger.
So it's like a knuckle duster.
I wouldn't say that. I think I would say it's more like, it wraps around this way, around 2 fingers. I mean, it's not like it has a big front plate to do a lot of damage. And it is a ring that it helps to. It's hard to explain it to someone. It helps make sure that a charm has longevity.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Increases the lifetime of charm.
yeah, and the other one,
Essentially.
and the other ring, is a ring that allows you to misty step.
Ooh.
Okay.
I will let you guys know what those do, the potions and the rings. I definitely think that both
It seems.
that Dwin and you should take the 2 cure potions, while Morkant holds on to the larger potion, because if he needs it, then he has it. As well as each of you, since you're front line and you guys are all healers. I don't heal, so I'm relying on you guys to heal me.
Okay.
But what do you guys think about the rings?
Well,
I'm
you should
sure
probably-
the bard would get use out of the charm ring.
Yeah, I could look into getting some spells that would benefit from a ring like that. Don't have any right now, but I can certainly learn some. right now.
I don't know what a misty step is.
Let's
So-
do what they do, where they disappear and appear elsewhere.
It's like a little
You see.
teleport.
I mean, I would like that, but more.
It might.
By all means, go right ahead.
Yeah,
Please.
If I get caught, I'm fine. Anything that hits me takes damage.
Well, and I have just something to hit them with, so we all profit.
Yeah, you can take it. It's okay.
And you hear footsteps coming from downstairs.
It seems the captain is here.
And before he comes up, I'll hand the items out to everybody. So,
Okay.
since I was looking at them all, so that you guys got the potions, you got the ring of charming. I guess I
And
get the misty step.
Go to grab the bloody sack of dead demon corpse.
Yeah.
And the captain of the guard opens the door. What's happened here? There's been another attack.
Yes, Drescher was Aoda, who is also Argotha, who is the brother of Jessera, aka Jasmine.
And is now dead also, and I point to the body.
He was working on the elder's home here and forced his way into her room and was trying to harm her. We came because we had suspicions, and we freed her and dealt with him. And I'll move the stuff so you can see the demon body.
And his eyes open wide when he sees the wings and stuff coming out.
And
The
then
claws. Oh.
feel free to speak with the lady of the house and confirm if that's the true story. I'm not sure if she wants to keep this private or if you wish to, so not to scare the folks here, but we didn't think it was important for all the guards outside to know what was going on unless you deemed it necessary.
They don't need to know about this. Ma'am, so what can you tell me? What? And she looks a little shaken, but she's recovering pretty well. He came in and attacked us. I hired him to do. He was a carpenter, and I heard he was, a really excellent carpenter. And I hired him to do the floor. You can see they were doing the floor work downstairs. He said he was going to maybe accompany me to the Soul later today. Thought maybe me and my husband could adopt a child or something. And then he attacked me. And if it wasn't for them, I would be, I don't even know where I'd be now. It's okay. He tries to console her as best as a person who's emotionally stunted can. And he ends up putting his hands on her shoulder and gently going, "It's okay, ma'am."
Dwayne, we really need to hook him up with that lady I told you about earlier.
And you hear more footsteps coming up, but they're lighter footsteps.
I'll step out of the room and see who it is.
It is Fanny coming up the stairs. What
Hello,
happened?
Fanny.
What happened? Is everything okay?
It was terrible. How do you feel about your boyfriend right now?
What?
Just general question. Have you thought about it? How do you feel?
Yeah, how do you feel? We had that discussion earlier.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Oh, that's fantastic. Have you met the chief of police?
Yes, many times. Is everything okay?
Do you remember speaking with us earlier, Fanny?
I remember we talked, and suddenly her eyes go, "Oh my God! I think I did have a boyfriend." It seemed like a dream.
You didn't.
Wait, was that a dream?
Oops.
It must have been.
I don't remember that.
Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have poked the
But I
bear.
think I told you about my dream.
You told us about the dream. You didn't tell us. Yeah.
You had this real elaborate boyfriend who would go around cheating, and we joked a bit about it. So he was just making a jibe.
Yeah, we
you're-
told you that the captain of police or chief of staff here would never cheat.
Right, stand-up man he is.
He's got a nice
Is-
twinkle in his eyes today, I noticed.
Is Anise okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
And she tries to kind of get around you, and she comes out of the room.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fanny goes and hugs her. Are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? I'm sorry, I wasn't here. Did something? I mean, obviously something happened. There's glass all over outside, and she goes, it's okay. You're okay, Fanny. I do want you to go downstairs and pay the carpenters that if you can find them, and say their services won't be needed now. I'll find someone else, but pay them in full. And she goes, give me a moment. Let me get some coin. And she leads her downstairs. And you guys are up there alone.
With the captain,
with
right?
the captain. With the captain.
So, good news, Captain. Sorry, Twin.
it's not important. You can. We'll take care of business first.
The good news, Captain. It seemed when we spoke with Fanny earlier, she seemed to be under the complete influence of this man or thing. And now it seems to be broken. Same thing with anybody else we've. Well, I'm hoping it's the same thing with anybody else we come in contact with. So there's a good chance that if we can kill these things, the charms that they've placed on people will disappear.
I see. So it sounds imperative to me to kill the other one.
Yes. Now that's the tricky part. We have to find a way to deal with it, but I don't know if it's such a good idea to kill us so fast. There's still things that we're trying to uncover in this situation. So I don't know if the others have anything to add or suggest, but if they do.
Well, there's still a chance there's a third one floating around. Yeah, I don't think. I just don't think Dwayne would be into like the killing aspects of things. Just like, I wish there was another way besides killing him, but seems like there really isn't.
Well, you have her held, right? Where she's...
Yeah, we have her locked in the basement, basically, but, I mean, the charm that she put on people hasn't been lifted, and we can't be having people be mind slaves. It's not right for them. It's just a sad thing. I mean, I don't know how much they were put up to it. It seems like they answer to Tabomies.
To what?
Well, the whole situation's sad. Kicks the dead body. She's like, yeah, these Damien succubi incubus people answer to some other person named Tabomies, who's in what town was it? What town was it?
Arethusa.
An Arethusa who's masquerading around as an Oscar. So.
Osliv.
Osliv, that's right, Osliv. I don't know if that rings any bells to you. We'll probably go in there after we clean up this mess.
I don't know anything about Arethusa. I know where it is, but
That's fair.
never been there.
It's very different. It's quite small.
Yeah, it's not. From what I hear,
It's
not a
nice
big town.
though.
It is nice. It's on the sea in the north. It's on a
It's
big
pretty
bay.
good. There's a real nice fish place by it's just like prattle on a little bit.
Right.
Oh, right. Off subject. Completely. Do you like gnomes?
I like everybody. Why would I have a problem with the gnome? Of course.
No, I mean, like, do you find gnomes attractive?
You like gnomes.
Do you like gnomes?
Like them like that.
This is a very odd conversation to come out of.
Well, I said I'd set you up,
Well,
right?
just small talk. Just small talk.
We have two potential people that might be of interest to you to date, if you wish.
You're single, right?
We wanted.
He turns red.
As we're talking over this dead food.
Right.
How about we put it this way? If
How's your sex life? Anyway, how is your sex life?
well, if
Tommy
there's any
Wiseau.
person that you like, we could put in a good word for you. That's all.
So-
We just want to help you out.
I
Do you
think
think
I
it's
have
fatty?
our team name. We are the Adventurous Matchmakers.
I like that. I like that.
Team hookup. Team hookup.
Team hookup.
Team hookup.
Yes.
The Tinder tyrants.
Team tender.
Because we start like the fire. So.
Yeah.
Tender hearts. Tender hearts.
The grinders.
Dungeon grinders. Has dual meaning.
You're just doing great.
Oh man. All right. But yes, how should we dispose of this body?
I'll get the guards to take it out. We need to burn this thing, I suspect.
Yes.
Do we? I don't know. Do we need to bless it or something so it doesn't
I have a
bite?
feeling we should
Yeah,
show
sure.
part of it
Aqua says, "I bless you." Now get rid of it.
I don't think you
feel-
can really bless a fiend.
Should we show a part of it to Jasmine? For
No.
some reason, I feel.
I don't think
I
somehow I don't think showing her dead brother will make her want to talk to us more.
We
I
have
mean,
the rings if we
She kind
need
of deserves it, though.
I like
Just
the
kind of
idea of
stuff.
letting her think for a while that he's going to come and save her.
I have
Oh.
the opposite idea.
Because if she thinks for a while and then she realizes he's not coming, and then we say, look, he's not coming now. It's clear. Oh, and if you need proof, now you can see. Let her stew in it for a while.
What do you have an eye, Morgan?
She has been stewing in it for a minute now. I'm kind of the thing. We need to just let her know she has two options at this point. She either has to break the charm, or we have to end the charm ourselves. We have to take care of the people.
Lisa Magic.
So her options are dying or breaking the charm and living in the basement.
Perhaps
Exactly.
we can find a way to get her back to wherever she came from.
And the captain screams down the stairs, Marcus, you and someone else come up. Get this body out of here. Take it, build a pyre. Let's get rid of it. And they start coming up.
I'm looking for that one guard. Make sure he's not one of them.
He's not.
And I won't let her say, but I'll say to the captain, perhaps the gentleman that was in the tower the other night might still be under Jasmine's influence. So
Right.
let's keep an eye on him to make sure that he doesn't do anything crazy.
Okay.
He's been off work for 3-4, maybe a week.
I think the best thing you should do for that one is put him to solid work
All
with
the time.
others and keep him really busy since he's had a whole week off. Just to make sure that whatever's in his system is out of his system. He's so focused on work, he doesn't have time to think about any of those that might have charmed him.
And Captain, how have the artists been doing? Have any of them shown any sign of being less charmed, or are they still the same in the tower?
Did the Chilium tea work?
Well, we give it to him all the time, and it
Addicted,
works for a
addicted.
time. It works for a time, but
It only does so much.
whatever's going on with them is beyond just tea.
We're working on some things in that regard, and hopefully we'll have some fruit to bear soon to assist in that matter. But what about the other artists, the ones that aren't influenced, as Morcant was suggesting?
They've been I would say, feeling more hopeful for the first time. A lot of them apparently felt very down and despondent, and over time it seems they're starting to feel a little bit better. I think maybe the soul is probably helping them feel better. They send, I mean, you know, Morgan, they send people to
They're
spend time
sending
with
people
them.
to the soul.
No, I mean, the soul is sending
Oh,
acolytes
okay.
to them to help console
Yes,
them.
of course.
And I think that that's helping.
Perhaps.
Perhaps the magics are fading. Then.
That would be the optimistic approach. Perhaps there's a bit more influence from the cellar than we know.
I think now that this is handled, we still have to deal with Jasmine at some point. I think now we can have a moment to study those stones that we found outside.
Potentially.
I don't know how much time we have before the Deathman leaves.
We can catch the Deathman as well. I'm all for that.
Okay. And they take the body out. The guards come up, take the body out. And they're kind of surprised when they see the room has like burn marks along it. The glass is blown out. The curtains are just gone. The bed, it looks singed on the edges.
And frosty too, from the frost
Yeah.
breaths.
And then, like, well, the frost breath is probably not cold as anymore, but it definitely put out the fire.
Now, just a question so I can mark my sheet. Was his breath alone enough, or did I need to use mine as well?
His breath, he could do it with his breath.
Okay.
It's
That
a
saves me
fairly
the
small
spell
room.
slot. Saves me the spell slot.
Yeah.
Well, shall we go find the Deathman?
Sure.
It's good to do it.
And I'll turn to the lady of the house and I'll tell her, whisper.
She's downstairs.
Oh, so when we'll go
On our
downstairs,
way out.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll whisper to her. I'm glad that we could help, and as I said before, no one needs to know. Your secret is safe with us.
Thank you. I don't know what came over me, but that
Your
was
marriage
not
is far
me.
more. Your marriage is far more important than the evil magic that he put on.
I do appreciate everything you're doing, not just here, but for the city, all of you. You're becoming pretty well known. Morkant, of course, has been known for a long time around.
You know, we really are.
Perhaps now for a better reason.
Well, we do what we can to help.
And she walks you to the door, and with her is Fanny, who heads out with you. Says, "Thank you. I'll speak with you later. I gotta go find those carpenters. Just got a little bag of money, coins."
Of course. Well, we'll see you later, hopefully under better circumstances.
Maybe dancing.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Hopefully
hosted by
demon
someone
free
who
this
was a little, hosted by someone a little less, well, you know.
Devilish.
I would love to dance. I did not dance last time.
Little less charming.
You
Right, a little less charm.
have to dance my style.
You know, it
And-
was quite the experience dancing with Evslo style.
Let's do it.
Very
Very free,
interesting.
very different. It's nice.
Perhaps tonight we could do it. Now that this nasty business is behind us, at least some
Of
of it.
course. And I'm sure we could all use some drinks.
Yes.
Oh,
More than a couple. More than a few, I would imagine.
Well,
If we
hopefully
That'll
still
heal
find the
those
Deathman,
wounds.
Yes, and hopefully that'll be enough to put all this behind us.
After we finish our business, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. And she heads down the street, and you head towards the Deathsman, and this is where we'll break for the night.
nice.
I'm glad we killed that son of a you-know-what.
He's
I like
been,
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I was
I'm
really
glad.
ready for Scott to just say he gets away after,
No, I
after
don't.
it happened too quick.
I
It
I
happened
was
too
ready
quick.
to jump off that building and try to catch him, man. I was ready.
I love how everybody's like, I grapple. Like I throw acid second level in his face.
I know.
Yeah, you're screw the grapple. I want you to die. I'm tired of
And then
this.
Eslov finally realized that it's better to just hit stuff with the axe.
Sometimes.
I wanted to like do the action of tackling someone.
I will
Yeah.
say to Morkant as we're leaving, good work in there. I love that radiant spell that you cast on there.
That
It's
wasn't
the first
me.
time that's one of the first times I see Morkant really go at it at somebody. Like I've seen him fight and defend himself, but really tear into somebody. So
Well, he killed the girl too.
yes,
Yeah. And the fireball definitely confirmed that. So
Well, thank you, everybody. We will see you on Saturday. That's the night we normally run. We were running special tonight because we weren't able to play last Saturday because of Jasper's Game Day. I hope all of you enjoyed the Jasper's Game Day games that were going on, and if you were able to donate, great. If not, they were fun games. We'll see you on Saturday, 8:30. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.
dude, that was awesome.